I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside my guys Rio and Jimmer tonight, and we've got a very, very special guest on tonight to talk a little bit, and we want to learn a little bit about. So Rio, who we got on tonight, man?
Hell yeah, from our favorite team, Anthony Turner. How's it going, Anthony?
How y'all doing?
Yeah, doing good.
Doing good tonight, that's for sure.
So we're going to go ahead and be as clear as possible here. Two co-hosts on here are diehard Viking fans. So we're going to go ahead and put that out there right now.
He's like, all right, hang up.
Come out, man.
But after doing my own research on you and looking at video, your past stuff, even up to now, starting to become a little bit of a fanboy. I'm going to be honest.
Hell yeah, man.
So
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you look dang good in your workout at the Cyclones facility. Man, Chris Routes, you brought in some balls that weren't throwing the best. Who was throwing to you that day?
Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Oh, was he? Okay. So I saw one play in particular, and we put it kind of in the remix that our digital lady over here took care of and made a video of. But I saw one where you hit like another gear, like the pass was kind of off, and like it's like you seen it, you're like, oh shit, gotta go even more, and you like turn it on to another one, right?
What's your 40 time? I guess when.
They clocked me at a 4.68, but I know I'm faster than that.
I was gonna say you're faster than that.
When I see the ball in the air, like I could just change my speed up, and then once I lock my eyes on the ball, I could just, just go get it. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I was gonna say I saw like a phase that very few athletes have, even professional athletes, where they get to hit that next gear. That being said, I'm gonna go over a little bit of your college career here, and because I have a few questions too. But what I'm reading here is you went to Grandview University down in Des Moines, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then before that, you went to Iowa Western?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right here it says you were a 2-time All-American as well as a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year in the NAIA.
Yeah, and then Player of the Year as well, so yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. It says you, let's see. I'm just reading through this. We'll get to the questions part. Where this is the part where we just puff you up because you look like a monster. Okay. We're gonna go with you won champion. It says you won a championship with Grandview. Is that correct?
The conference. We won our conferences and all that, but we went to the Natty, but we had lost in the Natty, so the national championship. So we had lost in that game.
Oh,
who'd you lose to?
Morningside.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have fond memories of blowing out Waldorf University?
Waldorf.
I used to wrestle there back in the day, and they were bad. And I don't know if they still are, but
it does say here that your best season with Grandview saw you rack up 1,100 yards and hold in 15 touchdowns to earn All-American honors. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's like my first year coming back after JUCO. So.
Okay. So when I was looking over your stats here, Anthony, you in your what season is this? I'm trying to look at. I think it's 2000. Hold on. This is my bad. Where's your other one at? You missed about 4 or 5 games roughly. What was that because of injury?
Yeah, because of injury. You talking about the past season? Last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of injury. I had dislocated my shoulder in the game.
Oh.
Damn.
So I was kind of going over it, and I understand box scores don't tell the whole story and everything. I do get that. The first game you missed that I seen, you guys blew out some school. I don't have it in front of me right now, but you blew out some school. And I I don't know, maybe they weren't very good at football. I don't know what the deal is there. But every game you missed after that, your team put up plenty of points, but they didn't put up the same amount as when you were on the field.
Uh-huh.
So what that tells me is that what you bring to the table isn't just necessarily only the explosiveness, the yards, the plays yourself, but you also help command a little bit of maybe a double team, extra set of eyes on you. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, most definitely. Coming into Grandview and all that, my first game, like at Grandview, I was double teamed and scoring touchdowns, and I was double teamed. So they really like could use me as a decoy or something like that to get two guys on me and like get my other teammates open. So that's something that we did too, because I knew that we already knew going into the game that they were gonna try to double team me and all that. Because 1-on-1 you couldn't stop me. So they barely did with two. So
I was gonna say, shit, man. I seen some videos of where they had two on you and you still come down with it. So.
yeah.
So this is the reason why I don't know who's running the stopwatch, right? You said 4.68. That's a goddamn lie, okay? I know this for a fact because some of the videos I watched you look like you got shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And blew by everybody. You're not going to sit there and tell me that a 4.68 is blown by literally every secondary player.
You know, if it was me out there, maybe.
Well, maybe it was you with your half a foot over there, but no, I'm talking about my co-host. He has half a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could probably run by me, but probably like you could.
It doesn't matter. He's the run. Have you seen this monster right now?
I did.
All right. So what I want to talk about a little bit more is I did see that you got hit up by Draft Diamonds. You did an interview with them also. They like.
Yeah, it was.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and they like to dig. They like to dig for guys that nobody knows of, or maybe not on the national scene, and then they they do believe that they're gonna be damn good in the NFL or make a roster or whatever the scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you went in as an undrafted receiver to the Packers, there, can you tell us like what the feeling was? Like I understand the draft, being drafted be ridiculously awesome, but knowing that a team wants to at least take a shot on you to take one of their 15 spots or something like that for undrafted.
Oh yeah, it was a tremendous feeling because like me coming from NAIA and coming from where I come from, like many people don't get that chance. So I really thank the Packers for bringing me in and giving me a shot. And, like, I just had, I was just overwhelmed for real. I really felt good.
The one thing I fear as a Vikings fan is dealing with you after watching the video. I will say that. So, what is it that you are when you're in the NFL right now? You're going through every step is new to you here. What is the biggest thing that has been like the biggest difference between college and pros right out of the gate?
Right out of the gate, I say the game speed. I say that the game speed and the competition. I'd say the competition most definitely because there's a lot of dogs, like a whole bunch of dogs in the NFL. So, yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Well, and they've got a lot of young receivers trying to make the team there up in Green Bay, so you got a competition ahead of you, brother.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm waiting on the call back there so I can go compete with them.
That's right.
That being said, there's obviously a big void that got left with Devontae Adams going to the Raiders or getting traded to the Raiders. And there's a lot of unknown at the wide receiver with the Packers outside of maybe Sammy Watkins, but he also tends to be injury prone, just keeping it real. So what is I have two questions about that. Number one being, what's the wide receiver room like in Green Bay right now? And then two, do you feel like your skill set and you keep putting forth the work that you can make this roster?
I definitely feel like I can make the roster and all of that. So, and they got a lot of good wide receivers in the wide receiver room. Right now, I'm currently just training right now and I'm waiting on the call to go back there. But I know that when I was in there, they got a lot of good guys there, Christian Watson, and yeah, it's a lot of good guys. But my skill level and all that, like I'm definitely an NFL wide receiver and all that stuff. So like really, I just like to let my game speak, and hey, people just going to see.
Let's go, man. So, bring it back to Grandview for you real quick. What was your favorite game in college for yourself?
I had to say my favorite game was my first game because out of all the stuff that I had to overcome, and me just scoring that touchdown, the way I like to score my touchdowns, which is like high pointing the ball, attacking the ball over somebody's head. So I had to say my first game definitely.
Okay.
Man, that's great.
Heck yeah. Um, so I'm going to take you back a little bit further, let some of the listeners, fans get to know Anthony Turner a little bit better. I won't go too much into high school, but where did you go to high school and where did you graduate from?
I went to high school at Hart County High School in Hartwood, Georgia,
Okay.
and I graduated from Hart County. So yeah.
All right. And then, so talk a little bit recruitment and what happened and where did you go coming out of high school?
Coming out of high school, it was like I said, it was kind of rocky. So I had 14 offers. A lot of them was D1, but grades came into play, and I had to go to the JUCO route. I didn't know what JUCO was, but I had to end up going to Iowa Western. So yeah, I went to Iowa Western straight out of high school, and then once I got there, you know what I'm saying, I did the same thing, competed, dominated, and there was a lot of dogs there too, a lot of guys, good guys there, and I just had to keep going.
For sure, for sure. So you go there, you make your first stop. What ultimately, after that, led to you going to Grandview and you know, balling out there?
I really fell into Grandview, meaning that I had to, right after JUCO, they said, I thought I was clear, I was committed to South Dakota, University of South Dakota.
Okay.
But they said that I needed to take some more classes, so leaving Iowa Western, so I was like, okay, but then things happened and I couldn't. I was ineligible to go D1 and D2, so I had a teammate that was at Grandview, and he just told me to come there, and then I just went to Grandview off fate. So then the rest was history.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm sure you take a recruitment visit there. What did they pitch you ultimately to bring you there? I mean, you said your boy was there. You know, that helped convince you. What did the coaches put on the table for you that led to you going there as well?
Honestly, I never went on a visit there. I just went straight there.
Oh, okay.
Because, I was just like, you know what I'm saying, fed up in my situation. I was like, okay, I just need to get on the field and just go put on the show. So, because it was a whole year, I sat out the whole year of 2018 working warehouse jobs and all that stuff, and then going into 2019, July or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when I went to Grandview, and the coaches really just said they was going to help me get to my ultimate goal, which is the NFL. And really, I just had to just go put in the work and show them why I am that dude.
Hell yeah. I like the thought of the work ethic alone. So where these three hosts come from, we come, it may sound stupid, may sound cliche, but we started from the bottom. Like, our families are poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but working our way up in life, right? And so can appreciate anybody going out there and chipping away, doing their thing, and even if they have to step away for a minute to kind of build themselves back up. But
So, quick question for you. So, does Brent Curvey, does he still help out at Grandview? Do you know? He was like, I think he helped with D-line as a D-line coach or something like that.
I don't know right now, so I don't really know.
Okay.
He probably does.
I got you. I wasn't sure if you'd know or not.
okay.
Yeah, for sure. So you get to Grandview, and what did you think of the scheme they were running? Were they kind of, an air raid system? Were they running the ball a lot? I mean, you put up really good stats there. So what was the offense like when you got there?
We ran spread when I got there. My head coach loves to run the ball though, so. But yeah, we ran the spread when I got there. I liked it. It wasn't nothing that was like unfamiliar to me. So once I got there, like, it was easy to adapt to, easy to, get right with. So I really didn't have no problems with it.
Stepping in, contributing, yeah, definitely.
So I got a couple for you. Number one, I do for any we do have a few listeners that are a little younger, whether they're in high school or whatnot. is there anything that you could tell them that could actually like help them get to that next level? Whether it be like they're sitting on the bench right now as they turn them into a starter in high school, or to even get to the college level, like what it takes to get to that.
Okay. First, I'm just gonna say there was a lot of guys that were that guy in high school, and they came to college, and the coaches had said, "We don't care about none of that." You just gotta put in the work. All I gotta say is you gotta outwork your competition. Make sure you pay attention to every single detail, every single thing, and you just gotta perform and like really just keep your mind in a positive state, because like it's easy to be like, oh, okay, this is not gonna work for me or whatever. And I seen a lot of guys that was like real talented, that had NFL potential, NFL talent, and all. They just gave up because like they wasn't getting a shot or whatever. Like things wasn't looking good for them, when all they could have done was just stuck to it. And me, I just stuck to it. And there are a lot of guys to this day that still reach out to me and be like, man, you really kept going. Like, you just didn't stop. That's the only thing. Like, I'm not going to quit. So if you got a dream, you got to chase it. And you got to, like, have good grades. If you got good grades, them good grades will get you in the door quicker. Because if I would have took school seriously, I would have been in the league way before. You know what I'm saying? I would have been in the league way before, because I would have been good. So, but me, I took the longer route. So to avoid taking the longer route, make sure you on your business in the classroom. Make sure you taking care of every single thing and having positive people around you. Because if you got the wrong people around you, they will lead you down the wrong road. And I've been around a lot of crews and cliques and all that stuff, and nothing good like really ever comes around. Like never comes out of that unless you got a strong mind or whatever. I mean, I got a strong mind and all that. I know how to conduct myself, but like. But the best thing kids do, they just got to stay in a positive state, keep good people around them.
Hell yeah, that's awesome advice, especially the school part. I try to pound it in my boys too. Like, hey, you need to take school serious, because it's no matter what you do on the diamond or whatever you do on the field or whatever you do here and that. A lot of these universities and stuff like that obviously look at the grades too. I'm just like you, my friend. I'd like to think that I'm pretty intelligent. I did not take. Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely smarter than this dude to my right. That's not even a challenge.
That shit's getting clipped.
Yeah. Yeah. But Anthony, the one thing that I am 100% like you on is that I did not take school serious though. Like, I took a stupid mindset. I was like, my sister is dumber than shit over here getting like F's and D's, but she gets 1 D+ or a C. All of a sudden, my family goes all like, oh, look at you, blah, blah, blah. I'm over here in A's and B's and shit like early in middle school. I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. It must not be that important, right? And we'll go ahead and drop her down. Or, I can half-ass it through it. Well, so that's positive there.
Yeah. Anthony, my question here is, you said you're waiting for the call for Green Bay to hit you back up so you can go back up there. But in the meantime, you're training and things like that. What are you really focusing on right now that you feel like you need to do to really set yourself apart?
The main thing that I'm focusing on right now is just like staying in shape and keep it moving, because it's easy to be complacent. It's easy to be like, okay, well, they said they're gonna call back, well, I don't need to do as much. Nah, I'm really going like 10 times harder right now, because like that call could come at any moment, any second. So I'm just staying ready for the opportunity, waiting on the opportunity, because I already know what I'm gonna do once I get back there. So right now I'm just training. I already know I'm just training, and I'm working my job right now still at Amazon, and I'm just really just focused right now, and I'm just really just staying positive and just keeping my nose clean, you know what I'm saying, not getting into any trouble and nothing like that. I'm just like just being who I am and just continue to grind.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you look really damn good in purple and gold. So I hope my team hits you up for sure. I'm gonna be honest. I know you look damn good in it. Running alongside JJ out there, hell yeah.
Hey, Cowboys need one. We need another guy. Would definitely love to see you with the star on your helmet.
Hey, Anthony, who was? I know you don't want to probably pick and choose right now, so we'll just say it like this: who was your favorite football team growing up, man?
Like in the NFL?
Yeah.
I really didn't have no favorite team. I had players that I always watched. I really didn't like have no NFL team at all. Like a lot of people ask me that. A lot of people think it's the Atlanta Falcons because I'm from Georgia, but Nah, like I don't really have no favorite team. I just got like favorite players to watch, like Randy Moss and it was
Okay,
Jerry
hell
Rice,
yeah.
Julio Jones, and like
Mm-hmm.
all them guys. And most definitely, like growing up, I had players that I always watched, and I wanted to, mimic their game after or grab stuff from their game or whatever. So
Okay.
So that being said, like I said, I've been doing a bunch of research on you, getting prepped for this, and I did see one of yours. So I'm not going to ask you the question because I already know the answer about like what your game most resembles. But what I would like to tell you is I have no problem with either which one you did say. You said Megatron or Julio at that point. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah. I want to throw one more in there that you remind me of. So that you can take this for your next interview too, by the way, which is going to be with us, I'm sure, down the road. But A.J. Brown.
Oh
yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. AJ Brown, yeah, he's a dog. Me and what's funny was like me and AJ Brown, we was in the same. We went to the same camp in the Open Regional in Atlanta.
Oh,
Okay.
And it was me, him, and DK Metcalf.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
could you beat
That's some
DK?
dogs.
Could you beat DK in a race, even though his quote unquote 40 time says it is what it is?
You said, could I beat DK in the race?
Yeah,
We can line it up. But
I love it.
I
Okay,
love
hold
it.
on. Name a wide receiver in the NFL you can beat in a race.
Me, look, I can say this. Like, I can say this. Even if somebody can beat me, I'm not gonna say they can beat me. Like,
You're
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
straight.
Fucking
You're
right.
damn straight.
Walk and talk that confidence. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. You're not going to be like, oh, you know what? Tyreek's faster than me. He going to beat me. No, that is not how this
yeah,
goes.
like, you know what I'm saying? Even though they real fast or whatever, and everybody know that they fast and all that, but I'm not gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna lose.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I want to hit on a few little more lighthearted. And number one is, what is it? This is like my question actually. It's usually mine that I ask everybody. What is it that centers you? Like either like I'm talking about like before a game, because I don't know about you. Whenever I went out and played any type of competitive anything, I get a little nervous until I get out there to actually start popping pads or shooting or whatever, get out there running. But what's the one thing that kind of centered you before you would before you get out there? Dude, I was in way better shape. I was almost NFL ready when I was 16, bro. Not really.
What I do to lock in is like I listen to a whole bunch of music, mainly like music from like my hometown and all that. Them artists.
Okay.
Because we got talent. That a lot of rappers from my crib and all that stuff. So I listen to them.
Hey,
And,
real quick, I don't mean to cut you off completely. I'm sorry, but can you hit us with one of your favorites right now? One of your favorite rappers from there?
One favorite from home.
Yeah.
I got a couple. Yeah, I got a few.
Shout them out.
AB1 them. Jungle Music Trap. EXO. Guy named EXO started Rap Reads and all them. DJ Black and all them, like Hood Melody Entertainment. So that's just like stuff in Hartwell, Georgia. So a lot of known rappers around Hartwell, Georgia. So like I know, you know what I'm saying, they're not known worldwide, but like them just some of my favorites. Like it's a lot more, but like hell yeah, and Vunny too. So yeah.
Hell yeah. No, like I said, I didn't mean to like interrupt your previous answer or anything, but I'm definitely always interested in trying to find and listen to something a little different, like outside of what the mainstream puts out. So I was curious about that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But what else did you like to do to center yourself? Sorry about that.
Oh no, really just I meditate. I try to meditate or something like that. Listen to music mainly. Really just walk around and all that, and then just try to get by myself, or I put like the shirt over my head or something like that. To really just tune everybody out and just lock in and vision like what I'm gonna do, and like which is crazy. Like I vision what I'm gonna do and then go do it. Like it's just crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah.
That is. My next one is I know football is huge for you. Obviously, it's your life. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to make a career out of too, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely have. This is a multifaceted question, but we're gonna go with the lighthearted side first. And that is, what do you like to do outside of that? Like, what is it that you do to just kind of hang? Put your hair down, chill, whatever the scenario. But what is it that you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Oh, I like to hoop, play basketball, really just hang with my guys, be on the game and all that stuff, all the good stuff, and really just go out, step out. Really just, I listen to podcasts and all that, just gain more information.
Hell
That's
yes.
one thing I like to do. I listen to podcasts and all that stuff. So, yeah, really just hang out for real, or hang with my family and all that, or see what's going on with my guys, see if they need help with something, or my little brothers, see if they need help with something, or you know what I'm saying? Really just trying to stay up, that's all. Stay positive, or I tweet a lot or whatever, just send out positive messages on my Twitter, on social media.
Okay.
Just that they can still make it too. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So there's another one. You did see our girl made you a little bit of a video, right? A little highlight reel.
yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you because she's listening right now on the headset over there. What'd you think of it?
It was dope. I appreciate it. Like, especially the first when I first seen it, I was like, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I really liked it. She did her thing.
Hell yeah. There you go, Colleen. She don't have a microphone in front of her, but she's blushing over there right now. So that's the reason why you call that out right now. But I thought she did a good job too. So I just want to make sure that you knew that she's listening to you right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you hear that? You can say words. She said you're welcome while she's blushing. So I did have. Oh, you did touch on it. Who is? Because you said you hoop. Who's the best basketball player in the world?
I knew y'all could hit me with that. My favorite is LeBron, man. Like, my favorite is LeBron. Can't stand on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron James always be the one, man.
Yeah, we fuck with that. Okay, so I got another question. So say you're like shooting a deep three, or maybe you're throwing a piece of paper from across the room at a trash can, and you say a certain player's name. Who are you gonna say? Are you gonna say, you toss it from across the room and you make it? What do you yell out?
Okay, look, I know Steph Curry is the guy right now. You know what I'm saying? Steph
No
Curry,
way.
he is that dog. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm gonna say Kobe. Though.
Yeah! God damn it, Anthony!
Eat shit, Jimmer.
God damn it!
From a
You
baller.
even-
I
Hey,
gotta say Kobe though, because look, every time, like, you know what I'm saying? Growing
OG
up, I
shit.
watched a lot of Kobe too.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Kobe too, man. Like, RP the GOAT, man. Kobe. I was a fan of Kobe before I became a fan of LeBron.
okay.
Yeah.
Damn you though. I told you I'm a fan of you, and then you go and do me like that because what I'm talking about is like
What is that shit?
Kobe was a cold dude, man.
he was. I'm not trying to disrespect that, but he's trying to make a point. Like I told him, like I shot a shot inside the studio, right, throwing some trash away, and I said Curry. He's like, nobody says that shit.
Dumb as fuck. Jimmer says it like I'm gonna drop his line. He says, "I hate when I'm fucking right. I hate when I'm right."
That's right.
So for everybody listening out there, what was the process once you left Grandview? How did you get hooked up with the Packers? I'm assuming you went to their mini camp. Am I correct?
Yes.
So how did that kind of all transpire and you get the invite and whatnot? How did that go down?
The night of the draft, as soon as the draft was over, my agent had told me that I was going to the Packers and all that for a mini camp and all that.
Okay.
That was cool. When I got there, checked into a hotel and all that, and then got acquainted with the team and really just got everything situated before we had practice. But the first day we had to take tests and all that stuff. But like the next day we had actual practice and all that stuff, and we went through, had meetings, and it was cool. Like it was a real professional environment. They want you to wear like all Green Bay stuff as soon as you get there. I see cameras and all that.
Hell yeah.
It was fun going out there and competing with them guys, and I made plays, one-on-ones and all that stuff. So
hell yeah, cool. Man. See, I was always under the impression when they signed and brought those undrafted free agents in, they kind of picked and chose where they went. Did your agent just do that for you then?
My agent really just told me I was going to Green Bay. That was it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Makes it easy.
I mean, hey, yeah. I mean, opportunity calls, you absolutely go. But, yeah, no, I was just kind of wondering how that played out for you. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Hell yeah. And if you let's assume I think Green Bay is going to call you back. You're obviously a stud, man, athletic freak over here. When is the callback supposed to happen?
I have no clue yet. So
They haven't told you, okay.
Me and my agent still talking about it. So it could be like any day. Like they're telling me it could be the next 3 days, next week, or next month. It don't even matter. Like during the season, preseason, like they said they can make a call anytime, or another team could call. Like really, it's just like I just got to stay by my phone.
Yeah. Bro.
Okay.
So
I think you get a call for sure. I think there's so much talent as I watch you ball out, not only on the field but just in like also what I think is your pro day at the Cyclones facility. So much talent there. I think a phone call is coming. I do think they went through camp, some mini camps, and then they have a downtime before camp, I believe. So
they have training camp. I looked this up. They have training camp in late July is when they start Green Bay. So
Yeah.
does that sound correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
yeah.
Even though I believe, and we believe 1,000% that you are going to be an NFL wide receiver, are you against, if you had to, go to the USFL or the XFL for a year or so?
No, I'm not against that at all. I go and do my thing there until the NFL calls me back. So that just be me just getting ready for it. And
Hell yes.
That'd be another experience for me to tell all the youngins that's like watching me and like seeing how I'm going through stuff, and I can just tell them how it is over there, and like really I'm open to it, like you know what I'm saying. But if NFL called me back before then, I'm cool with that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
I think that's one thing we all resonate with is that dog mentality that seems you've had from. We didn't touch much on the high school career, but from high school and just adversity and just grinding and being a dog through all the adversity coming your way and then putting yourself in this opportunity that we just love to hear.
Yeah, doing what it takes, man.
Appreciate that.
That I do. We are going to, here in a moment, we're going to, if you don't mind, we're going to do a segment called Rio's Randoms. We call, my man here asked 3 questions. It's more like kind of like a would you rather, lighthearted shit, keep it kind of loose based.
It's a good time.
Yeah, we all answer. So you're not out there by yourself.
Yeah, you're not out there. I'm going to say something way dumber, I promise you.
Yeah, you believe that. That's
cool.
But now I lost track of what my question is. I'll remember it before we go. We'll go ahead and start it up.
All right, well, then we'll kick it off. You know what time it is, folks.
Let's go, buddy.
It is time for Rio's Randoms, brought to you by Bose Power Washing out of Belmont, Iowa. Make sure to hit him up for all your cleaning, power washing needs. He does snow removal, mows your lawn, cleans gutters. He does it all. Make sure you hit him up. He'll definitely take care of you. Hit him up at 641-903-1720. Great guy, great guy.
Yeah.
First up tonight on Rio's Randoms. Would you rather be a genius and know everything or be good at any activity that you do?
I'd rather be a genius
Yeah.
than know everything.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'd rather be a genius.
I'm going that route too. I'm going the genius route. Like, they start coming to you and a lot of people start asking you questions. I already get that at work all the time anyway. So I'm kind of used to it. Like
This
the go-to, especially when Rio gives them the wrong advice in the first
This
place.
is the dude we make label bags because he can't do anything else. Really.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's because they don't want to overburn the intelligence level, baby.
Yeah, what little you have, they don't want to burn it up.
Oh, Jesus. What are you thinking, Danny?
I'm not going genius. I'm going the other way.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Being good at anything. I feel like when you're that smart, you're just awkward. You're socially awkward. Like Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
When you're that smart, it's just so hard to build relationships and actually talk to people and things like that.
Okay.
So I'm going just be good at everything you do.
Yeah, but being a genius, though, hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but being a
You're
genius, though, like, you supposed to know everything, right? So obviously you got to know how to, you know what I'm saying, talk to people. So obviously you probably know how to talk to people.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Okay.
See, he just pissed on your Cheerios just
Yeah.
like what Rio did to me a little bit ago.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
No,
I
hell
love
yeah,
it.
Anthony.
Yeah, fuck you, Danny.
Go ahead, what's your answer, Rio?
I think genius too. I think the way the world works now, like stocks and everything, markets and stuff like that, being a genius to know the math behind everything could set you up so well.
Okay.
It was tough though because I mean, if you could be good at any activity, obviously you could go be an NFL star, right?
Yeah.
Maybe or be whatever. But I think genius ultimately. I mean, you're just out there getting cash, money.
What do you got there, Colleen?
Yeah, Colleen, what do you got?
Which one?
I think I might take the skill.
She's gonna take
good.
the skill too.
The skill.
Yep.
You build
That's
knowledge
cool.
from skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
What you got?
All right, number 2 on Rio's randoms tonight. Would you rather have a pause button on life or a rewind button?
I'm gonna answer before you on this one, Anthony. All right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna roll with. I want the rewind button. I don't give a shit about the pause button. I do enough stuff where it's like, whoa, hold on. That's the reason why I
gotta
like
answer
our,
second just to make him feel like shit. But go ahead.
okay, but I like the rewind because I'm gonna go ahead and reset whatever I did. If I did something wrong, I did something bad, whatever the scenario, or if I did something good, maybe I can do it better. Like, hold on, I see the path. I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna do it.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead,
gonna
be
go
stupid.
second real quick so I can shit on Jimmer. I'm gonna hit that pause button because I got kids, so I just want to enjoy the moment and hit that pause and.
If I
watch
rewind,
them.
I'm enjoying my kids too more than what you did on your pause.
Yeah,
so
right. Please get out of here.
yeah, get out of here. Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm clicking rewind because like I recently just lost my dad, so I would do a rewind and I try to like what I'm saying, probably have a relationship with him, get a relationship with him because I grew up without having my dad, so and he recently just died like what I'm saying, not too long ago, so yeah, I'm definitely clicking rewind.
Hey, we're sorry for your loss there, my man.
I appreciate
definitely.
that. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, all three of us have been in that situation. So.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, literally
Not
everyone at
good.
this desk also has lost their dad. Mine wasn't too involved in my life, but I knew him. He was kind of around when he wanted to wanted to impress one of his flings that he was bringing home. But
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I'm going pause button for almost the same reason, man. I got to be able to just let me pause because there's no limit on the pause.
There's
right?
just so many good things in life. I mean, the rewind button is hard to decision because obviously, like Jimmer stated, you can fix stuff, and Anthony said you can fix relationships or have better ones on anything. But the pause moment at the moment where I guess I am in my life, it's like. Yeah, shit, I'd like to maybe enjoy things a little bit more.
Yeah.
Pause in the moment and enjoy. I feel like, and not just me, I just feel like everybody, we move so fast. Everything's, right, world's crazy nowadays. Why not enjoy it when you're having a good time? Shit, we're sitting by a fire, hanging out with friends. It's a good time. Pause. Boom. Let's just chill right here,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would be rewinding shit all the time too. I'd just be
yeah.
clicking that button all the time.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can do that again.
Yeah,
I
you're
gotta do that
a
again.
fuck up. So.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of I'm not thinking of the negative either. That was my quick, easy answer, but it is also to rewind to watch that too. But I get the pause too.
For sure.
We've had plenty of moments like that, hanging around and shit like that. It's like, dude, this is a damn good day, bro. You don't get a bunch of them. Everything's so fast paced and everybody has something going on and shit. So,
Colleen, what do you got over there?
I do the pause.
The pause button. And
She's
you
going
enjoy
pause.
it. Enjoy that shit.
Yep.
Any reason specifically?
I just like where I'm at.
Okay. All
She
right.
she said she just likes where she's at.
Very good, very good. And my last one for tonight on Rio's Random. Which do you feel you have the higher probability of doing? Coming down with the jump ball around 3 defenders, if you're, wide receiver.
Okay.
Or say you're at the 10 and there's 3 defenders that have to stop you from scoring a touchdown. Can you run it in?
You want to go first on this one, Anthony?
That's kind of hard because I can do both. But,
Oh shit!
Oh my God!
I
Big
love it.
balling motherfucker.
love
Jesus,
it.
hell yeah, I love it.
I say coming down because that's my favorite. I love attacking the ball, snagging over people's heads. So I had to say coming down with 3.
Hell yeah! I do. I'm taking your first answer. That shit was that was awesome.
That was
I
awesome.
could do both.
I do both, so I guess whichever one I like more. I'm gonna roll with 3 tacklers in front of me. Obviously, like I'm not gonna go ahead and leap out of the gym, but I will. I dare you to step in front of me, not Anthony because he's a monster, but step in front of me, 3 guys, and let's see if you think you're gonna. Once this momentum starts going downhill, baby. I don't see you stopping it.
Yeah, but you got to get that momentum going.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it. We're gonna do our 40 time too.
Oh
you
yeah,
son
that's
of
right.
a-
We got to do our 40 time. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting. Danny, what do you got over there?
At the 10 for sure. I'm not coming down with shit unless I'm climbing on somebody. So
All right.
I'm at the 10. I'm gonna knock some boys down, and we're gonna get in there.
Yeah. I'm going with Anthony. I think I'm going for the jump ball because remember we used to play softball, right? I'd always play center field. I'd catch everything out there. So
Yeah.
minus glove, maybe give me a little bit of training, and I think I'd come down with some shit.
Okay. I'm actually not gonna take a dig at you. Yeah, like what I mean is like I have watched you. We did that little semi-pro football stuff, so he can get up there and try to at least bat at it. I don't know how good your hands are, but we'll see when that time comes. You know?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Colleen, you want to answer this one?
I can't go against 3D. I won. Try to catch it.
You take 3 guys, right?
Oh God. That's 3 gigs after dark. What the
Whoa,
hell?
I did not mean it
Slow
like
down.
that. You perverted-minded mother. Come on. That being said,
Yeah, that being said, I think that's the end of that segment. That's the end of Rio's Randoms tonight. Make sure to hit up our guy, Kevin Beauchard. He'll get you hooked up. Summertime here in northern Iowa, so if you need your yard mowed, anything like that, make sure to hit our guy, Kevin, up.
boom. So I got a couple. I know you've been real generous with your time, and believe me when I say we appreciate every second that you've been on.
Oh yeah.
My first one I'm going to go with is we'll keep it with football right now, and that is I would like to know your Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, Anthony.
Like in the NFL or
Currently?
You know what? I'm going to keep this as simple and as vague as possible. So any quarterbacks
Top 3.
over it's 4.
Okay, top
Yeah,
4. Yep, top
But over any time period, pro, college, whatever you got, either which way. I just want to know what the 4 that you would put up there, regardless.
Oh, Tom Brady definitely going up there.
Okay.
Because he just puts it up there. Aaron Rodgers. I like the way he throws.
Oh yeah.
So I had to say, let me see. You got to put Vic up there, Michael Vick.
Okay.
I like it.
You
Yeah.
got Vic. How many I get to pick?
One more.
All right. Let me see. All right, the OG Brett Favre, because he was doing that like he was old doing that. So yeah.
Yeah. he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, with those 4 that you just picked, I'm gonna say one thing. Number one, you do realize how many fingers Brett Favre snapped. Do you think you'd probably be willing to break a couple fingers catching some from him, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like you're catching the pass, ride or die, regardless.
Yeah, like ride or die.
Yeah, okay.
He says his hand's solid.
He's like
He says his hands are solid, man.
he's like I ain't breaking shit.
So since we're here, we're feeling good. We're right. We're all loosened up. Obviously, any opportunity that comes your way, you want it, you'll take it, you'll go in and put your skills on the table and beat those guys out. What's your dream team right now to go to? If they called today on the spot, you'd say yes. I mean, or maybe no. Say 32 teams. Sorry, say 32 teams called. All 32 NFL teams called today. They said we want you. Where are you going?
Like if I wasn't in the position right now with Green Bay or
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
32 NFL teams call you. They say, "Hey, Anthony, you're a baller. Come do your thing for us."
All pay the same everything.
Yep.
Okay. Shoot, just like anybody would want to play for their home team, so I go to the Falcons.
Oh hell yeah!
There you
Love
go.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
Hell
Go back
yeah.
home. You got the family and everything down there.
Hell yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, most definitely.
Calvin Ridley on the other side. You got Kyle
Not
Pitts.
this year.
Not this year because some stupid ass whatever gambling bullshit.
We'll
That's
touch on that. But yep.
Yeah.
that's stupid.
Yeah.
And then I did have 2 questions. Number 1, what was it catching? What was it like catching passes from Favre?
It was cool, real cool. He can really throw it, and he can really he got accuracy and all that stuff. So I really like.
Oh, did I say Favre?
You said Favre?
Yeah.
No,
He
I
meant Rodgers.
thought I said Rodgers.
I know what you was talking.
He meant Rodgers.
He meant Rodgers.
I meant Rodgers. Well, they're telling me I said Favre,
You
but
did.
if I did, that's fine. But I meant Rodgers.
I mean, you did, but yeah. So Rodgers, what was it like?
Oh, in the mini camp, Rodgers wasn't there in the mini camp. It was the backup quarterback.
Jordan Love.
Love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
How's he as a person?
they cool. All of them real cool. Up there, Green Bay, they're real cool. Most definitely.
Real laid back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, laid back, cool. Everybody just work.
And then let's say that I were to send you a jersey from, like, let's say one Grandview or wherever. Maybe it's Green Bay when you get stuck on there. Any way we could get you to sign that so we can hang it up in our studio?
Yeah, definitely. I can do that.
Oh man, that'd
Yeah,
be
sure.
that'd be awesome. I was just thinking about that actually on the way over before we were recording. I'm like, you know what? It'd be awesome to have our guy, if he could, sign something so we can put it on our back wall.
Yeah, definitely get some of these guys to do that. Danny, you got anything for him?
Yeah, I guess my last question is, so you came all the way up here from Georgia. You went Iowa Western over to Grandview. You're obviously down. You're still in Des Moines, right? You said because you still work at Amazon. Was that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you still like 20 hours away from your family, or did any family come up here with you too?
Nah, I was by myself. I'm still by myself the whole time. When I went to Iowa Western, I was by myself. So, yeah, I'm up here dolo.
Man, that says even
Okay.
more, dude. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just a dog. Well, I think that's all we got tonight. I do want to one last one for you. To be in the position you've been able to put yourself in, it sounds like you've definitely done a lot, being a dog and grinding and working. Anybody you would like to shout out that's kind of helped you along the way to get you here and just put you in this position to potentially go to this spring training camp?
So I had to shout out Sports Management Worldwide. My agency helped me out. My mom for keeping my head straight. My grandmother, her prayers and keeping me straight. My sister/cousin Shay and Shonda, they kept me straight. Really my teammates, my guys or whatever, like we worked out and all that stuff. So everybody plays a part, because like you grinding with me, like, and you like working out with me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you help me too. So yeah, most definitely all of them, like all my uncles that has raised me like from the ground up, from since I came out the womb, all of them, they had helped me out. Troy, Donnie, Josh, Darryl, all of them, like, they had helped me out. So, yeah, most definitely my family and my friends.
Hell yeah. I want to say, we've said it a few times, but I want to definitely stress it, that we appreciate you coming on more than what you know. Love having the chat. You're one hell of a cool ass dude. Not to mention the shit that you do on the field. Like when we were watching the videos,
I was just
Athletes.
just blown away.
So yeah, we've talked about this many times. There's something we run on our podcast every time. There are athletes, and then there are what, Danny?
Athletes.
It's
bro.
when you add 3 syllables, and sir, you are an athlete.
Appreciate that.
The one thing I do want to ask is we'd love for you to come back on at some point. I'm hoping you become extreme big time and all that, and all the hard work I believe you're going to anyways. But we do appreciate that you. We'd hope you don't get too big to still not hit us up and come back on again.
Nah, most definitely I'll be back. Most definitely. I'm a man of my word.
I appreciate that, and we'll hit the DMs with you, chat a little bit about the jersey. I would really appreciate that. Send that jersey if you sign it. I want to get it up in the studio here, my man.
Definitely. Okay. We appreciate it. Obviously, your time. It's definitely not undervalued at all. I like everything I see on tape. You got that dog mentality. You got the talent, obviously. Somebody's going to come calling, and you're doing your thing. So I think fully you'll be somewhere on an NFL roster this year. Keep doing your thing, man, and we just look forward to watching you succeed and keep going and growing.
Hell yeah. Keep it up, my man, and best of luck, all right? You're going to make it up there.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Well, that was good shit, man. Anthony was a good time.
Yeah, he was. Like we said multiple times, we haven't had a guest on that we haven't enjoyed, but that one Damn. I laughed
Yeah.
my ass off on that one. Where he's
Oh, yeah. I knew both.
I can do both.
I do
Yeah.
both, so let me think about this for a
I
second.
think he gets picked up. Definitely the invite to spring training. I think he definitely gets the invite, and he'll have to prove himself, right?
Yeah.
And I think he can absolutely.
Absolutely. My absolute monster, and we're going to see him. I understand he's trying to make Green Bay's, but I truly hope I don't have to face that man many years on the road as a fan of the Vikings.
That's probably the most scariest because there's so much of a need.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There's so much of a need
Yeah.
at wide receiver.
Yeah, no, he has the opening. He has if you put your
That's
work
the
into
perfect-
it. Yeah,
Yep.
if you put your work into it, you literally have something that you could take by the bull by the horns, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you have a bunch of unproven guys and Sammy Watkins. That's what you got there, right?
Yeah. And people are trying
Well,
to.
so you have that Christian guy.
Yeah, but
they're
he's
going to
unproven.
play him.
But he's
they're going to play
I
him.
understand that. He's unproven, though,
I
is
get it.
what I'm saying.
He'll get a shot before.
Oh,
anybody else.
absolutely. I'm not saying
That's
he won't.
just what I'm
But so will Amari Rodgers.
Who?
Amari Rodgers. He was their second round pick
Yeah.
from the year before or whatever
okay.
it was.
Yeah.
So, and he's the one that's actually spiking by
Yep.
everything I'm looking. But my point is that the door is open.
Yeah, absolutely.
They haven't kicked the door down. They're going to
Yep.
get the opportunity, but they haven't kicked it down and taken it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I hear a lot of talk about Lazard is gonna be his guy, and I don't have faith in that at all. I think it's pretty
Really?
open.
Yeah.
No.
I actually do 100% believe that because did you see the chemistry between them when that's the thing though, he could stay healthy.
He drops one pass, and Aaron Rodgers has proven this many times over his career. I'm done with you at least for this game.
Yep. But
Alan Lazard has, and I'm an Alan Lazard guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he came from Iowa State.
yeah,
I'm rooting
he's a
for him.
stud.
but
Absolutely.
the chemistry is 100% there.
There's a wide open door for this man if he wants to keep putting in his
Yeah.
work, and I
Yeah.
think he will.
Yeah, it was never consistent. Maybe this year something different happens, but
Yeah.
I don't see that. I think it's very open there. I think he's got a real good shot of making the team and doing some
Yeah,
damage,
I do
so,
too for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's kick it over.
You just paid your quarterback a fuckload of money. You're gonna bring in the weapon.
Yeah.
Any weapons.
You have
can.
to.
Have
Yeah.
to. News and notes, and we'll kick it off. Great interview. What do we got, Jimmer?
So before I roll with that, I did touch base with him on this.
Yeah.
I'm curious about my two co-hosts right here too.
Well, what's yours?
I want to know what your Mount Rushmore is, quarterbacks.
You put yours out there.
Are you
Let's
afraid?
see it.
I'll tell you.
Not at all. I just want to see where you went wrong,
He's
and
gonna
then
fucking say Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
No.
Kirk Cousins.
The one thing you should know about me is that championships are important, but they're not the end all be all for me. Like it's also the eye test and what your team did for you.
That's
Okay?
why we're both on the same page with Peyton Manning. So yeah.
And
I'm
LeBron.
with you.
So number one, Peyton Manning.
Oh, actually, Rio too. I totally
yeah,
forgot.
Rio jumped
too.
out.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't want to argue that, and he's like, I see no problem with
I
that.
told you the other night he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yep. So my number one is Peyton Manning. Let's make that very clear. I think he is the best quarterback of all time. If you would have swapped him and went over to the Patriots during the Bill Belichick time, you'd have had the same amount, if not more. He is, and they wouldn't have had to pay an offensive coordinator either. So they would have saved some money too, right? Number two, Tom Brady. And this is a 1A, 1B. So it really is. Tom Brady I've gained more respect for when he came over to Tampa. He got another Super Bowl without Belichick, right? So that meant more to me than all the other stuff, right? Number three is Dan Marino for me. I think he's the most underappreciated for what he did. And I understand he never went to a Super Bowl after his first one. I do believe that was his rookie season or the year after, either way. But what that meant, look what the Dolphins are kind of like the AFC East version of the Cleveland Browns. You know, whatever they never put the team around him fully. Like they were missing something on a regular basis. One of the most arm talented quarterbacks there is, besides maybe Favre, when it comes to arm talent. And then I'm gonna go with I can't leave Joe Montana off of here, so I gotta go Joe Montana, but Brett Favre is right there. So he'd be the one that if they ever extended the Mount Rushmore to 5, it'd probably be Brett Favre for me. But it'd be that right there. Any differences, or what are you guys thinking?
No.
No?
No, I was going Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Dan Marino.
We're on the same page. I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by the Dan Marino. I didn't know that you were on board with that.
I think just leading the offense team. I mean, you got one of the greatest seasons, too. You're leading one of the greatest seasons ever.
Mm-hmm.
Just.
And the way that ball, if you go back and just watch a little bit of clips, you don't even have to spend too much time. The way that ball jumped off his hands, it was like a rocket, and it was on time. And it was highly impressive, and I just don't think he was in the best situation. Like if you would, I always like to think if you swap Dan Marino with Joe Montana, even though I have Joe Montana on the 4, would we be talking about him at all today if he was with the Dolphins and Dan Marino went out there?
I think there's a bunch. I think there's a bunch of quarterbacks like that.
There is. I had to put Montana up there because he's also 4 for 4. So
yep.
So that's
why I go him. Right there at 3.
But I think Dan Marino would have diced up the league had he been with the Niners during that time. So But what do you got, Danny? You got any difference?
I'm trying to figure out a way to argue, but I can't. I'm with you on the list.
I do. So Dan Marino, I guess to be, a little bit different.
Okay.
I could slide out to go older, either a Staubach. Yeah, I know I'm a Cowboys fan, but also a Bart Starr too.
Okay.
Just because of the era they played in and leading the team and how they played the game back then. Okay. So those could be kind of in that mix for that 4 spot as well. I think to be a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah.
So and those are kind of Bart and Roger would be like neck.
Yeah,
right
for
there. Whoever's in.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. Those two are like, to me, whenever I think of them, I think I'm literally.
Yeah. For me, who I'd put kind of on that edge there at 5'4", somewhere in there is Brett Favre, though. I think he's right there. I don't know if I could swap because Marino was ridiculous, and I'm with you on that. If he was on a different team, he could have rattled up the chips, right? Yeah. He was so talented. Obviously, the stats and everything like that. I think Favre is right there, but I can't argue the list. I would just put him somewhere in that range.
Okay, so no one else you want to bring into that 5 range either that you really are thinking of?
No,
you brought up Terry Bradshaw. Do you have a?
I think that's a guy who would really light it up if he wasn't with a run-heavy Steelers organization.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he could have done some good things too.
That's
why I can't bring him in there, just because.
I'm not trying to beat up because I'm with you, especially his younger years. More specifically, the dude had a cannon. He'd do his work, but he didn't have to.
Right.
The defense was so sick.
They ran the ball.
So sometimes it gets a little underappreciated. Like what he actually could have been even more than that by himself if he were somewhere else.
Yeah.
He was kind of Dan Marino, but with a better team, right?
Right.
But Marino throws one of the prettiest balls ever. Even Manning doesn't throw the prettiest ball all the time, and even later on in his career. But there's no dude you'd want to go up against on defense. Ray Lewis said there's no, even himself. He's like, it's always a chess match with that man. They have the utmost respect for each other, and so
he just between him and Tom Brady is craziest. To get their guys where they need to be in the mismatch. That was the one thing, I guess, going off personal experience from watching the game is that I always hated about what they would do with Dez Bryant with the Cowboys. They would never go and put him in a spot to be the mismatch. You're like, you're lining out far left, or you're lining out far right, and we'll chuck a 50-50 ball or whatever, But we never, and it seems like Peyton was always good at getting his guys, Marvin Harrison, Dwight Clark, into those spots where they would succeed. And same thing with Tom Brady.
Dallas Clark.
Did I?
Dwight.
Did I? Okay.
Either way.
But yeah, and same thing with Tom Brady. I think he reads the defense amazing, puts his guys in the best position to succeed. Randy Moss was an athlete, but he was an old guy, and what did he do? He put him, he still had wheels on him, but we're motioning you from not outside, we're putting you in the slot. Now you're taking the safety and burning past
and
doing it.
What I agree with you even more to extend on what you're saying is what those two quarterbacks are ridiculously good at is making other receivers that you have no idea who the hell they are and turning them into borderline Pro Bowl, which also takes the power or whatever, the directing the defense to the Randy Moss.
Yeah.
We can't direct 3 guys, and we're not doing the Randy ratio here. Yeah. We have Tom Brady back here winging it over to, Edelman, Amendola.
And I think
Wes Welker.
Tom Brady, I think he he's overlooked for the fact that he probably opened my eyes to the check down. Like, how many times would he throw to the running
backs?
Boom, boom. I'm looking at my guys, Amendola, guys covered, running back. And some people light him up, but I'm like, if they're not open, that's where you go. You don't force it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's up one of the greatest, is because he would do that shit.
Yep. Yeah, if there's a knock on Peyton Manning at all, it's because he would be able to put the ball in windows that you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
And that was back when the defense could smoke you, too, right after you caught the ball.
Yep.
So Dallas Clark, right, when we think about that, like, he could do things that you shouldn't be able to, and maybe he shouldn't have at times.
And
That's the only knock
he
I can
almost
think
got a couple receivers killed. Who was that young? Who was that white receiver they had? Oh God, I can't remember. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I'm losing his name right now, but he got him he shortened his career because the dude would literally catch everything.
I remember him getting knocked out in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah,
but he put it there. He put it in that tight ass window. Old boy would catch that, but then he would take a lick.
Yes.
A lick. And sometimes, I'm not saying he's doing that for himself. He's doing it he's throwing for the team. So I'm not. He has no thing against that. But was his number 17 or something like that? Does that sound right? The receiver, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he got him killed. Yeah. He did. But he also got plenty of receivers paid too.
Exactly.
So, but we'll go ahead and roll with the news. The NBA draft happened, gentlemen.
Yes.
And there was one surprise. There wasn't a surprise in the top 5, but there was a surprise at number 1.
Yeah.
Orlando Magic.
Was there though?
So we don't think so, but I'm talking about the national consensus was it was either going to be Chet or Jabari, with a little outside shot of what they ended up with, and that was Orlando Magic took Duke's Paolo Banchero, number 1 overall in this year's draft. Following him at number 2, Oklahoma City, Chet Holmgren. Gonzaga, number 3. He's from Gonzaga, sorry. Number 3, Houston took Jabari Smith from Auburn. Number 4, Sacramento took our boy, Keegan Murray.
Get the fuck out of there.
Hold on, I'm scared.
Get out of it.
The first thing I thought, I said, Buddy Hield, dude, you're fucked.
Yep.
They fucked his career.
Yeah.
Wasted him.
Yep.
That's the first thing I thought, too. I'm like, God damn, just not them. I'd rather you end up in Detroit.
I feel like he's the same player, maybe a little more athletic with the ball, maybe, and less of the shooter than Buddy Hield. But, I mean, almost the same player, and I'm like, nope, get out of there, dude.
Yeah, got it, dude.
I'm with you on that. Their franchise is definitely dysfunction when it comes to the upper part.
So,
and then number 5, real quick. Number 5 was Detroit and guard Jaden Ivey from Purdue. Real quick before you go with yours, I love Keegan Murray. You know that. And these top 5, I don't know if you could have really gotten it wrong. Yeah. But I think Jaden Ivey's the dude that we're going to be talking about for years to come down the road. I really do. I watched him at Purdue, and he played in an offense as one of the slowest in the nation. And they always ran like 2-3 big men. And I'm talking about big men. Yeah. So they always ran the pace down. But this dude, whenever they're like, hey, we need buckets now. We need to catch up now. Yeah. It was Jaden Ivey that would take over the game. And it was a different level if you ever watched him play. And I did. I watched him a few times. Unfortunately, against Iowa, one of them, and it hurt. But go ahead.
So that number 1 pick?
Yeah.
The reason that it was such a big surprise is they didn't work him out. They didn't, as far as I know, they didn't even talk to him.
You weren't here the other night. Did you hear? Chet didn't submit his medicals to teams. I don't know if he eventually did, but as of
the night that we talked,
night we talked, he had not submitted medicals to any of the teams.
Oh, that I didn't. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're keeping a little something back when you do something like that. You got to be, right? Why else wouldn't you?
Why risk it? Yeah.
Maybe it's a third nut.
Yeah.
Like hold on, we got something to worry about. Your balance could be off.
Everybody was like, okay, the talent, but what's he hiding?
Yeah.
And so that, I think, come into play.
Yeah, it's just... Time. Yeah, that makes sense, but I don't know why you're not.
Plus,
if you're even considering him at number 1, you fucking work him out. Yeah. You talk to him. You figure shit out. There was nothing. Yeah. So it was like
maybe
if anything can fuck shit up, it would be
and I don't know this. Well, they don't fuck up the number 1 pick though. I already told you. They don't fuck up the number 1 pick. They have a track record.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to give. Technically for Orlando, we got to give the benefit of the doubt for this until and proven wrong, right?
Yep.
But the one thing I'm wondering is maybe they have, and I don't know this for a fact. I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe they have a connection with old Coach K. Maybe they called him and they're like, "Hey, what is Paolo about? We don't have time to call him in. We stressed our resources towards Chet, towards Jabari, towards whatever else they did, and maybe they didn't call him.
Maybe guys we have more question marks on.
Yeah, maybe this kid. Maybe they had enough tape on him.
Because isn't it like
when it was game time, when it was tournament time, Paolo was one of the most impressive.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Because of what? He was the first Duke player in how many ever years to average 20 and 10 in the Final Four?
Yeah.
Or not average, but hit 20 and 10, I should say. I shouldn't say average, but over 20 and 10. And how many? It was like 30 years or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Mavericks end up trading into the draft and taking another Duke player. Like
Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
Nice pick. Actually, if you've watched Wendell play, he was definitely that. Those two play off each other pretty
It's
nicely.
the weirdest shit because they
Was
were
it Wendell
like,
Carter?
so they were saying all the rumors coming out of Dallas was like, yeah, potential to trade into the draft to grab that Jaden out of the G League. I can't remember his last name right now. Jaden something, which he went after us. We didn't even pick him. So
The biggest question mark of the night was the New York Knicks. I do believe even one Stephen A. Smith.
That's enough. That's enough out of you.
I understand that, but absolutely disgusted. But I'm with him on that one because they look like they were on fire. They kind of traded, they did some trades. They got a couple young pieces. Hold on.
I think the trades was cap dump to free up to bring in guys to surround R.J. Barrett.
Probably the case, but you had some decent pieces that were looking okay. And then
I think they're sold on Jalen Brunson.
You think so?
I 100%.
They should be. I'm you know that.
So non-restricted, right? He's unrestricted.
Yeah.
I think they're like, okay, we're going full in Jalen Brunson, and then
which would make sense for this next story then. Detroit Pistons acquire veteran Kemba Walker from the New York Knicks as a part of a 3-team trade.
Who was it? And was he bought out yet? They started contract buyouts.
Oh, they probably will. I haven't seen if they have or not.
Yeah,
I just mean
But
this is building onto what you're saying about the Knicks.
Yep.
They had a nice little team kind of looking there, and then all of a sudden they traded, and then they went for the 2025 Milwaukee Bucks first round pick. That's what they got out of basically all that.
Yeah.
Which I understand getting a first round pick is awesome. I get that. But
Not the Bucks.
Not the Bucks. And then you had a couple this year. I'm like, you had the Pete. I don't know. That was just me. I thought for sure that they were gonna get up. Yeah. By everything I've seen, they really wanted Jaden Ivey. That they were gonna go after him too, like as in like trade for him, or the rights to, I should say.
Yeah.
A little different.
Is he the G League guy?
No, Jaden Ivey's from Purdue.
Okay. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving has sign and trade wish list.
I did see it.
If no deal with the Brooklyn Nets happens, that list includes, I know he's seen this, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Knicks, the Heat, the 76ers, and
Mavs. What's up?
Of all teams, the Mavs, too, on top of all that. When I was sitting there, the reason why I say it like that is because what did I say? For whatever reason, I don't know why they can't ever bring in like the big time guys.
That Christian Wood trade was big for us. I don't think people realize how.
No,
big.
I like that trade a lot. I just mean that's how they have to build their team. For whatever reason, they can't bring in off of just pure free agency, even though they've always shown that they're always going to be going for the playoffs every time. It just never made sense to me. But first off, does he go anywhere?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Before you answer any further, does he stay with the Nets or does he go somewhere else?
Yeah, I think he goes somewhere.
Too far apart on the contract, right?
Yeah.
Like with whatever stipulations they want. Next,
well, yeah, you can't go. I want to play half the games, or whatever the case may be. That's not how employment works. Sorry, guy.
No, it's a weird concept.
Yeah.
Number two, you both believe in, just like I do. I didn't answer that, but I believe he's not going to be there either. Where's he go? If one of those teams right there, let's say he ends up with one of those teams, and there's reports that a couple of them said that they want no part of it, by the way. There's a couple that said that some other stuff would have to work itself out. But either way, where does he go out of that list?
So Miami's a no. The Clippers, I hope, would be a no. Their chemistry is really good. The Lakers can only pay him $6 million. So if he goes there, it's just because he thinks he can win a chip. I think it's the Knicks.
Well, yeah, that's before Russell. The Russell deal. Russell's going to get
Russell will get moved
right,
in that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he'd still get paid.
It'll open up. He'll be fine.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, which one are you thinking, though? Which one are you thinking he ends up with? At loose base right now.
Knicks or the Mavs?
Knicks or the Mavs. Okay. Before you answer this question, would you want him?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would, but I don't think he comes to the Mavs.
I know. I understand that. My
I
question
think-
is, would you want him and
I
the
would.
kind of melodramatic shit that he does?
I'd take him.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because why?
100%. I think get the ball out of Luka's hands. He can shoot the three. Luka can, he's got to learn kind of to work off the ball a little bit more,
Yep.
but I think he'll be just fine. And then with the pieces we have, I think we'll be just fine. I don't think he comes to the Mavs, though.
Where is he going?
Anywhere West Coast. Clippers or Lakers.
Just one of those two, though?
One of the two.
One of those
He
two.
goes West Coast.
Okay.
He's going to be in a big city.
I want to know one question for Danny on this one. Why not the Heat? Let me give you a couple things real quick.
Jimmy Butler's going to want too much from him.
Well, yeah, maybe, but he doesn't know that yet until they actually meet Jimmy.
100%. If Jimmy was trash in Minnesota because players didn't work hard, Kyrie does not work hard.
No.
He's not going to fit there. No.
I don't think so either. I'm not saying that he would. I'm just
So
saying like
my opinion.
tax-free
on that, though,
state and how they run their state too.
Texas tax-free.
Texas is good too for not just the taxes, but also how they run their state with like the COVID restrictions and shit.
Yeah, exactly. In Dallas could afford him too, right?
Yep.
So there's that. But I think Miami and the Clippers they're in really similar situations. They both have really good chemistry. The role players know who they are. I think that
You think those teams don't want to?
throw him in there, that changes everything. You know where you are now.
Yeah.
You do not know that it's not a guarantee that he's going to make your team better. Look what he did to Boston.
Yeah.
Okay? Boston was on the verge, and he came there and they were worse. Right? Look what he did to the Knicks. They should have been in the championship this year, and in no small part because
The
of
Nets.
what happened.
Did you say the Knicks?
I might have said the Knicks. The Nets.
The Nets.
In no small part because of him, they didn't make the championship, right?
Yep.
I don't think either one of those teams because of the chemistry factor, man.
Okay.
There's no.
See, I'm going to go why the Clippers, because Paul George is a small forward. You don't want the ball always in his hands. Kawhi Leonard, you want him to play down in the paint. Right? He's a bigger guy. He's a good rebound.
Maybe even kind of combo like less games for him.
Yep,
You can
exactly.
get away with a guy like that.
And
too.
so that's where Kyrie comes in.
Okay.
He can ball out, shoot three, distribute. And then, I mean, obviously the Lakers, I'm saying, because the potential for winning the chip, Russ is going to come off the books. There's going to be plenty of money. And basically he's going to be what they thought Russell West, that the hope is he's going to be what they thought Russell would be for them this past year. And so that's why I say anywhere West Coast.
Okay.
I think the Mavericks would want him. I don't
So
think it's
what
gonna
would happen? So Russ would essentially go to the Nets.
Yeah.
And
With KD.
And then KD's going to leave the Nets. Do you think the Nets are going to do that?
It's going to be a lot harder than that than what you think. So he has 4 years left on his contract. Yes, he can demand a trade. I was thinking about this the other day.
Hold on, what did you say about KD? So KD come out and said he's fine. Regardless of Kyrie's deal, he wants to stay with the Nets.
Yep. So even if he wasn't, let's say that all this goes down. Let's say Westbrook goes there, like what you're saying, and all that. And everything works out that way. Even if KD was like, I'm not dealing with Russell again. Like, are you kidding me? Like, whatever the scenario. I don't think they have a bad relationship. I don't know. I don't give a shit. But my point is let's say they do. He has 4 years left on his contract. Let's say he does demand a trade. That's the worst case scenario for the Nets. And you know what you get? A fucking haul in return. So if that does happen, you would get like one of the biggest hauls in draft picks, players, the whole works, because it's like the second best player on the planet, or definitely top three, right? Depending on where the rest are. Yeah. But you get like the biggest haul you would ever see because it just doesn't happen, right? The top three players don't get traded like that.
Yeah, I understand that's the worst case. They're not in that situation. They want to win right now.
I know.
That's why they.
I know.
KD, right?
I get you. I just mean like if KD actually is like, fuck this, we're not doing this. I demand a trade. If he goes the ugly route of like what these players have been doing.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario for them is that happens and then they get a massive haul. Right? I mean, you don't want that. They want to win. They paid these guys to do that. That's what their hope was, right?
Yeah.
When they paid KD a year knowing he wasn't going to be able to play after his Achilles, that's what they were aiming for, right? Well, we understand that. I mean, if it does, though, you're going to get a massive-ass haul. Yeah, one of the greatest, biggest hauls you've ever seen when it comes to a return. And if you don't, it's because the Nets are stupid. Like, they didn't ask for enough. That's my point.
Right.
Right? Enough about Kyrie. Got to poke fun at my Bears here against my second least favorite team. Bears linebacker Matt Adams was arrested Thursday night and charged with misdemeanor firearm possession and cited for having a high-capacity magazine and metal-piercing bullets, according to the Chicago police.
Jesus.
I don't even care. I'm not going to go on a lecture about what you shouldn't be doing, anything like that, and breaking the law. What the hell do you need all that for? Like,
Bro, have you been to Chicago?
Great point.
You're not. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. Metal piercing?
She gets wild.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's going to war.
Yeah.
It's probably against the Vikings. It's the only way you could beat them.
Oh.
And we'll move on.
Did you say second least favorite team? Where are the Cowboys on that list?
They're my third least favorite.
Oh, okay.
Packers by far, in a way.
Yeah,
Even though I like my guy. So
Packers, Cowboys.
I'm a
Cowboys at
player's
third?
guy.
Really?
Huh?
Cowboys at third, really?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why?
I just hate him.
Oh, okay. You know what?
I'm about to take him up to number one just because you asked why.
You know what? I used to actually not mind the Vikings, but then I met everybody I fucking work with. I fucking hate them.
I was the same way. So I'm
Steelers.
So
hate
I'm
'em.
with you exactly
Chiefs,
right there.
now I fucking
Yeah,
really hate 'em.
absolutely. I'm right there with you. So that's one person that can go on my Mount Rushmore. The more he plays, unfortunately, is one Patrick Mahomes at some point. If he continues going on
Big year for him.
like that.
But yeah.
But either way, I'm with you. I was not a Steelers guy at all. Like, I didn't have a problem with Steelers. My uncle was a big fan of them as his second team. And I had no problem with the Steelers until I worked as in pro. And one Greg Johnson, who his son was the awesome winner of our contest up
I
there.
just can't stand all the Vikings fans. Like, this is our year. And, like, they really
What?
believe it.
Hold
Like,
on.
I say that shit,
Why
but
do you
I, like,
why do you have a problem for it? You should be sympathetic to it. Not like
Yeah, but no, you
it's like
literally-
we have 10 championships.
Like, I say it, and I know we're gonna let us down in January, right? Like, I know that's coming. Y'all say y'all like believe that shit for real.
Hey, we do believe it until the season starts and we go 1-for-4, brother. I'm just like, and then we're like, hey, high draft pick. Nah. And then we're gonna go ahead and reel off like 4 in a row.
seriously.
We're gonna hang around 500. So
Jimmer's like, yeah, don't you know this fifth string guy? That's like, he's a stud.
You should
I'm like,
know.
who the hell
Hey,
is that?
what do you mean? I called out KJ Osborne, dude balled out, and he's gonna be even bigger this year.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
See, this is what fucked us, was the lack of preseason games. Now, we used to go like 4-0 in the preseason. We'd be all hyped
Yeah.
up.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, fuck yeah.
do
Yeah,
remember
3-1.
that.
And then
Yeah,
we'd
yeah.
start off 2-4 in the season. We're
Yep.
like, fuck.
Yeah,
Here we
can't
go.
be any of the players. But yeah.
Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill says he got death threats for comments on Kansas City Chiefs Patrick Mahomes. He said that in his own podcast that he started up. That'd be his second episode. And it's not too late for you to just flat out join us instead.
Yeah, jump over here.
We don't have to compete. Just
Once
come
we mute Jimmer's mic a lot, you hear a lot of intelligent shit. So.
over. That's not true. I
Yeah,
carry this shit. My back hurts.
We're going to have to put a mute button right here.
Yeah.
But no, about the death threats though.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a lot of loyals. I guarantee most of them came from like Eric White. Yeah. And his burner accounts.
How
dare you!
Just the world we live in, people do that dumb shit, but it's nothing. He's saying the one, right? He's starting his social media stuff, so definitely trying to hype up, getting people to tune in.
Yep.
So there's that.
So you say
you've obviously got to hype your quarterback up, so he's doing that. I mean, he's just doing everything really probably is expected. So not that big a deal. Death threats, people always take shit too far.
Like way too serious. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here, right?
There's so many trolls out there, too, that you don't even know if they're real people, right?
Yeah.
There's so many bullshit accounts out there that say all sorts of shit like that.
K-
I'm sure there's some hardcore fans.
KD
that might have
owns
said
like 1,000 of them.
Right. See? So,
Right? I'm with you. Just like, come on, people. Like, who gives a shit?
Chill out.
Who cares? The best quarterback that could ever throw you a rock is Kirk Cousins anyway.
MVP.
Well, as soon as they hear that, we're about to lose like 20 listeners.
20. Quarterback. Arch Manning, number 1 recruit in the 2023 class, commits to Texas.
All right. Yeah. Hold
The
on.
Lord and Savior.
Now
of
on to the
podcast.
next one. Now to the next one.
Nope.
No, go
Jimmy
ahead.
and I started talking
Yes.
about this
Go
before
ahead.
the podcast. Isn't there going to be a problem?
Why? No. Why?
How many fucking number one?
He's a junior.
rated
He's a
quarterbacks-
junior right now.
Who?
Arch is a junior right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
yes,
Enjoy his senior year. No,
Yes,
I know this for a fact.
he is
No.
going into his senior year. Want to bet 100?
Yeah,
No?
his senior year. Enjoy
Right.
his senior year.
Right. He's
1
going,
year, and McEwers has how many
So then he's
relevant?
So then he's going to red once he comes. So that's 2 years. He's going to come. He's going to redshirt. Right. So that's 2 years of Ewers already.
Stop it.
Or no, that's 3. Sorry, that's 3 years
Stop
of
it.
Ewers. Yeah.
He isn't going to want a red shirt either. You're the number one prospect
Maybe
in
not.
2023.
Hold on. And I'm being dead serious. How do you know that? He's taken all this recruitment way different than anybody, right?
He
For a
has.
guy who's
He went
number
old
one.
school. Yes, I agree with you.
So, I mean, and ignore the Texas part of it, but
Yeah.
he has really, right? Old school.
Yep.
He's done his own thing. Family hasn't come into it. He's done everything
Yeah.
a totally different way. So I could honestly see him
Oh,
doing
hold on. Not a different way for nowadays, but he went like exactly what they said in the article, 1970s way. Like
Yeah.
we want the old school
Different
recruiting.
than, what
different
he-
than today's age.
today's age.
Yes.
That's so I can actually see him being like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just sit. You know
So why did he go to Texas?
why?
Be honest. Over Alabama. Or was the other one? LSU?
Their record. So this is you quoted Stephen A. So I'll quote Skip Bayless. He was talking about this earlier. Texas' average record in the last 12 years is like 7-6.
So here's why I believe. I think he's like Texas football. They've been down. I'm the guy to resurrect.
And they're about to go in the SEC also.
I'm about to resurrect this everything here, right? I'm doing everything on my own. I'm not going into Ole Miss or anything like that. I'm going to be basically the
Bringing
savior.
it back.
Yep, I'm bringing it back. I'm the savior of Texas football.
But you just said he didn't care about any of the other parts of that, so why would he think that? Like, he doesn't want to compete for that. You don't think he's going to want to be the starter right out of the gate. So why would he think about bringing him back?
He just thinks he'll.
That's the
eventually
one
be
thing
guy.
that he cared about versus the 1970s version of, like, going through recruiting.
Yes, I mean, Cole McCoy
and
redshirted. I mean, he was.
I understand. Most of them will. I understand. No, whoa.
One of the greatest Texas quarterbacks.
Okay.
is what I was saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, finish the sentence.
one of the greatest Texas quarterbacks to play.
He's actually
right?
one of the better college football quarterbacks of all time, actually.
And,
you're not going to hear
so-
me say that very often.
And so that's why like obviously Sark, is obviously quarterback friendly. Fuck our line coming in right now. One of the best O lines. Defensively, we got a lot of stuff to work on, but people are going to want to come play for him, right? The wide receivers, the 5-stars and stuff. People are going to definitely want to come play with him. So he can definitely bring people in, but I think he thinks he can be almost a savior of Texas football
Okay.
down the road.
So there's no. You didn't mention money.
I mean, obviously
supposedly-
there's some money. But,
Supposedly, that wasn't a thing.
right.
Oh.
And everybody's throwing it. I don't think it is. Everybody's throwing him money.
I'm with you.
Everybody's throwing him money.
I'm actually with him on this one.
I think money's a thing, but
I think it is because, like, Texas rich versus, like, everybody else is different, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's necessarily the first thing he's looking at. When
don't
you come
think
from the Mannings, that is not what,
Right.
like, there's plenty of
It's
money to
it's
go
a
around.
business school, and just kind of how the family is set up.
What
if
I
you
was
look at what
shocked
they
about
do.
is the glory that is out there to be had. Like, I'm not surprised about leaving Alabama at the altar because they do it every year, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe he wants to make his own path. I'm more surprised that he didn't go. I don't have the list in front of me, but he had an impressive list of of teams to choose from. I think Florida was still one of them.
Yeah.
Florida,
Yeah.
you could resurrect also,
Yeah, absolutely.
and and the SEC. I don't know why he picked Texas. I don't really care why he picked Texas.
I think he's just a different breed. Like he's like, I think a little bit academics, right? You look at all his family; they're in some version of business. Texas is one of the best business schools out there.
he doesn't beat the drum.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he's a highly respectable kid. He really is. If you go look at his Twitter, one of his very first ones was literally that he was going.
That
there.
was it. He created it and tweeted that.
Yeah. So and his profile says I'm a student.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
his best friend, the tight end, he's
3-star
going to
tight
Texas,
end.
too.
Also went
committed.
to Texas.
As soon as I saw that,
That's
I was
huge,
like,
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was lifting tables and shit.
Just to give Texas a little bit of credit, there's only been 3 quarterbacks going into college that have had a perfect rating, and all 3 of them ended up in Texas.
Yeah, Vince
Go ahead.
Young, him. Was it Ewers?
Yes. Yes.
Yep, Quinn
It was
McEwers.
Ewers. Yeah, I was gonna say I think it was Ewers.
Yep,
But
McEwers,
ended up-
Vince Young, and him.
Yep.
That being said, McEwers was a transfer after he got toasted.
He got
out.
it, dude. He went and got his bag, bro. Did you see what
He
he
got
got
back. Yeah. But he couldn't beat out the talent they had at Ohio State.
He didn't want to, dude. He got his freaking. Which I mean,
He could have. What do you mean not want to? He could.
If you got $6 million to do
I
nothing,
don't care.
as a kid?
I do not care.
I don't know, man.
You play for a natty championship or the possibility of it of the Big Ten on a regular basis. He did not beat out C.J. Stroud, bro.
Right.
No.
And
Hold
so
on, hold on. He was
bailed.
a junior. Technically, though, he was a junior,
Right.
and he reclassified. Right, then went.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But the first thing
I'm
he
not
did
dis- I'm not
was signed
disputing
for
you.
$6 million.
Yeah, I got you. 100%. I get you.
He's not wrong, dude. Money at that age, I don't
Money
know.
at that
Yeah, I agree
I
with
would have
you.
fucked off for
Yeah.
sure.
I agree with you 1,000%.
I don't think he
But
ever
I
wanted
would
to be
still
Ohio
worry.
State.
I don't know if he'll ever like suit up for you outside of an injury because I don't think he has the drive and dedication because he could have grabbed that job. You're a 5-star. You're 100%. Whatever you want to say. 1.000. You
I don't
could have
think
beat
he
out
wanted
C.J. Stroud.
I don't think he wanted it. I think he went to get the money. Because
He could have went
why?
to Texas to get that money.
No. There was numbers come out right away. He reclassified, and then immediately, like the next day, they're like, he signed a deal of $6 million, went to fucking Ohio State. I think it was 100%. Get the bag. First day the transfer portal opens, he's in it.
Your dude's gonna be trash if he ever touches the field. The only person that is gonna be maybe no. I'm starting to jump on the Peaches train. Hawkeye season is about to
Okay, all
start.
right. We'll put a bet on it. Want to put a bet on
What do you
Peters
got?
who throws for more yardage?
Then him and McEwers.
Who's more efficient?
Then
How about
then
that?
McEwers.
Yes.
You do
We'll
you
go
do realize
both.
0 if you never touch the field.
We'll
this
go
year.
both. He'll start. Are you kidding me? He's going to start this year.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
No.
You want to put a bet on that?
I don't know.
I will put
Hold on.
$500.
Look
I
right here.
put $500 that he touches the field.
Look,
I don't know, man. Your quarterback situation's
Exactly.
kind of scary.
Exactly. So that means he will touch the field.
no.
If it's open, why not give it to the guy who hasn't started a college game?
You're not 100% wrong on that. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give that to that guy? The only rebut what I would have is he didn't beat out C.J. Stroud. That's the one rebut I would have. Like, you couldn't beat him up there. I understand you got your bag. You got your pay. I get that. But at the end of the day, a competitor is a competitor, and you're going to beat out. You can beat out the dude that has a potential for a Heisman now.
Yeah. It just seemed weird that he just, as soon as he reclassified, he signed for $6 million, went there, and then as soon as transfer portal opened, he jumped. That's the only thing.
Do you think that once you bring in Arch, though, there will be 1 year McEwers can have this, okay? If he wins out in camp or whatever happens. I'm just saying if he does. And Arch comes in and he's everything that everyone hypes him up to be.
Yep. Oh, you're just
Well,
gone.
your McEwers will jump ship again, right?
For sure. Yep. I think so.
He can come to Iowa.
I guess. Like I said, I could actually being that Arch has been just kind of off the wall from what today's guys are. I could see him coming in and be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna redshirt a year.
That is exactly why I don't think it was about money. Like, I understand money's out there. I get it. I really don't know if it's necessarily about that when it comes to him because the money's there.
Yeah.
They all make a million commercials, including Cooper, his dad.
Yep.
He's in plenty of commercials too. The money's the thing. He went old school with every part of this. I think they won fair and square, and I could be 1,000% wrong. I would love to be proven wrong so I can rub it in his face.
Yeah,
but
look for all the recruits starting. I tell you, I mean, we've gotten like recruits, a bunch of 4 stars. No, I'm talking multiple 5 stars.
yeah, and you've had those in the past. You
Not
develop them.
multiple. I'm talking
We've argued this.
I'm talking Alabama style offensive guys. I don't know. I think our defense will still be bad. I don't think it draws the defense guys. I can see people being like Arch is going. I can see multiple 5-star guys coming to
100%.
to Texas.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, imagine. So now
Like
you're
we've
gonna
got, and you're right, 100%. We've gotten tons of 4 stars. We haven't got like a ton of 5 stars in a long time.
Not a ton, but you've had a few.
We've had a few.
Yeah,
like
yep, yep.
so we've had maybe a couple each class. But
What was Bijan, by the way?
he was a
I don't
5.
know.
He was
Yeah,
a
he was
5.
a
Yeah, he's the number 1.
He better be.
I believe
he's
he
a
was
fucking
the
monster.
He's a monster. I believe he was the one in his class.
Yep.
I think offensively the guys are going to want to play. So I think this is where we start seeing like 5-star wide receivers.
I want to
and stuff
see
like
them
that.
develop. That's what I want to see. And the one thing that you guys have been lacking, I'm not saying Sarkisian won't, because I don't count
I
the
agree.
first year. I've told you this.
Yep.
I don't count the first year of a head coach.
You already know I agree with what you're about to say.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that
Vikings
one knock
suck.
that he
Kirk
that he
Cousins is horrible.
the one thing,
But yeah, I agree.
but he knows the same thing we've talked about. The one thing they've been lacking for a long time is
Player development.
player development. And because they bring in the 4, The occasional 5, I'll give you that. The occasional 5 versus the regular, but definitely 4s on a regular basis. The one thing Iowa has, and I wish, that's the reason why me and you wish this on a regular basis, is that they would get the consistent 4 and 5 stars. Because what do they do already?
Conspiracy corner, bro. You say they're 4 stars and we commit to Iowa, they lose a star.
They do.
They are. They're 4 stars, bro. They are. And you're not really developing players. They're just studs.
You developed them to 5 and getting drafted. So, but you're like, I don't think me and you actually ever disagree with that part. That's one thing Iowa can do is develop their players.
Yep.
And you have seen that too. So that's not even something we're going to debate.
Yeah.
Where literally you watch them come in, they commit, they were a 5 or 4 star, and then they get demoted to star.
So here's the thing about it. They play sound football. You're going to learn how to play the position,
Yes.
play the position well. I don't think Ferentz
which will work for the NFL.
Yep, which
but
works
not-
for the NFL. But it doesn't work for today's college game. You're not
Yep.
going to win the games you need to just because you're not running the offensive style you probably need to run. You're probably, you have a defense that'll keep you in the games, but your players are developed well enough to succeed at the next level.
Yeah, and then obviously what holds him back is his loyalty to commitment. You've been there. If you're a junior or senior, you're going to get that versus the guy that I'm talking about right now, and that's Carson May. I was huge on Ducey. And I think he's with Kentucky. I hope he wins the job so that I can be proven right in this one. But I watch his shit.
Yeah.
Carson May, I watch his too, and he has the same shit.
Yeah.
He's not going to get for whatever reason, he's not going to get it because of that right there. Yeah. Even if old boy gets hurt, Petrus gets hurt, they're still going to go with Padilla.
Yeah.
Padilla would have to get hurt. They both would have to get hurt for him to touch the field. And he is by far the better quarterback, but like the high side potential. And they're not going to do it.
Yeah, I think him going to Texas totally changes the landscape of the SEC once they go to the SEC.
Yeah.
2025, I believe, is what they said.
Yep.
They officially come out. We're like, that's when we're going.
Yeah, so he'll be there, right?
Yep.
Assuming he, depending on how long he stays, I guess.
Yep.
But that totally changes going into your point about adding recruits. People are not, okay, so now I can play in the SEC and I have Arch as my quarterback.
Plus, you have Sark, who's been known to have good offense.
Yeah, obviously a good coach. Like, that totally changes the way anybody pictured Texas before. I mean, just being realistic, you're thinking without Arch, middle of the pack, probably lower end because of the defense, right?
Yeah.
This totally can change all that by adding the recruits and all those different things.
Yeah.
And can really set you guys up. Man, that's because Oklahoma's not doing anything like this, right? They're probably when they go to the SEC.
Yeah, I see us struggling. I see us struggling this year. We added a few pieces that'll be nice on offense. And Big 12 offense is already, pretty good. Our defense is going to struggle.
Shouldn't. Iowa State's going to take a dip, unfortunately.
Iowa State will. Yeah. I mean,
they lost way too many super seniors.
They're probably going to be. It'll depend on the coaching staff. Yeah, it's going to be one of the biggest wide open races.
Oklahoma State, probably.
Probably Oklahoma
Baylor
State is
still?
probably the favorite, but I mean they lost some pieces too.
They did.
Baylor lost a lot of pieces, but I like the coach.
But they have their coach too.
I love the coach.
Oklahoma State too. I'm just saying, like
Gundy,
Oklahoma State, Gundy's been there.
So I mean the coaches that'll come in. So I think it's probably more wide open than it's ever been for the Big 12 this year, just because of.
And I'm not saying they're ever going to compete. I know you're going to make fun of me on this one. I get that. You shouldn't make fun of me. But Kansas has gotten better. The coach they brought in has changed the culture and stuff, and they're competing with people. They're not getting blown out 60-7.
Fuck, they beat Texas.
And they beat. That's what I'm saying. That's why I get a free pass on being able to get away with saying that right now. But their culture has gotten better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So your competition's coming up a little bit. You guys are wide open.
I don't think it's them. I mean,
no, I'm not saying Kansas is it.
No. I'm thinking it's more the NIL freeing things up.
Yeah,
I think it's people are like. So so Texas has gotten a bad rap about not being able to keep in-state players, right? So Kansas, same thing, right? All their good players, they leave.
They go to Iowa,
exactly.
Iowa State.
With
if we pull 1, 4, 5,
I think we've talked about this. I think NIL levels kind of the playing field on those mediocre teams.
Exactly,
Middle
depending on how
teams.
much they can
exactly.
get. Yep. I'm with you.
So.
Absolutely. I don't know if you do know this. You guys do know that Aqib Talib came from there, right?
Kansas?
I thought it was Aqib Talib. Or no, was it Harris? It was Harris from the Broncos. Chris Harris. I know that one for a fact. Yeah, not bad.
Not for sure.
I thought it was Aqib Talib also, but
dude, I just remember the funniest shit. He's like, yeah, Bill Belichick called me up, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to strap some tight ends?" Dude, that was the funniest shit.
Yeah.
You want to strap some tight ends up? And he's like, "Fuck yeah, I do." And then he's like, I started looking at the schedule. Darren Waller, Travis Kelce. I said, "Fuck you, man." I called him up. I said, "Nope, I stay my ass at home. Fuck that shit, bro."
Rolling and kind of keeping it with the Hawkeyes, that is. Children's Hospital patients will pick the Hawkeye Wave songs at Iowa football games.
Very cool.
So they're going to do, they bring on like a captain, so to speak, of the Children's Hospital, and they get to pick the song.
That is cool. You know, the longer I live in here,
The fans, by the way, did this. So the university reached out like, "Hey, what song would you like to play for this?" They're moving on from like I can't remember the name of this, Wave, something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
My point is that they asked the community of Hawkeye fans, and they said, "Leave it up to the Children's Hospital kids."
Dude. Yeah, you know, I'm not a Iowa fan. I live in Iowa, and I have for a while. But
As football or anything, but you are a fan of Hawkeyes for what?
For wrestling. And you know what? I will say I don't mind watching Hawkeye football because we just talked about it. They play sound football. They play good football. It's defensive football. I like defensive football. Yeah. You know, so I don't mind watching them. You know, it's obviously not my favorite team. I'd rather watch probably a high-scoring game, but I don't mind it because it's usually not sloppy football, right? Yeah. So I don't mind it. And, you know, they got a good thing going on at the hospital and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. I like what they're doing by having them pick it.
Yeah,
it kind of
cool.
gives more light. It sheds more light to the hospital too, and the kids and everything. So I think that's really
puts even more of a face on it. Yes, like I'm not saying it needed any more of a face, but it has a face. Yeah. For that particular one, maybe even bring light to what that particular kid is going through himself. You know.
Yep.
And that's awesome. Sharif O'Neal says he butted heads with his father Shaq over entering NBA draft. He didn't want me to do this. His 3-year college career averages are 2.6 points on 40.5% from the floor, 3 rebounds, and 0.4 blocks between LSU and UCLA. He went undrafted, but signed with the Lakers for Summer League. I mean, is dad or son right?
Dad. Look at those stats. Like if it was
anybody else, would he have been even in the Summer League?
No, I don't think so. I think
they also signed Scottie Pippen Jr. too.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Those point totals are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was maybe 10 points, almost a double-double, I could be like, okay, maybe. But this is strictly off of name.
I left this out.
But yeah, he should have stayed in the college.
I'm with you. So I left this out, gentlemen. But I'm gonna bring it up. I don't have the exact stats right now, but compared to his father's freshman year, it was like 21.7 points a game.
Okay, well,
10 plus rebounds, double-digit rebounds. Hold on. This is the reason why it goes to the name. 3.7 blocks a game.
Yeah, he was ridiculous.
But hold on. I mean, he played in a different time. The athletes that played today are ridiculous. But his numbers are fucking horrible.
They are, but
Sharif.
But even that's what I'm saying. Even in this era, and you had probably the top grooming you possibly could, whether your dad was involved or not. But I guarantee he had no problem paying out to have you a part of the best coaching that you possibly could get, right? And training
and stuff. Yep.
Right. So, Dad was right, and you're lucky that your dad is that because there's no way you'd be on a summer league roster with those stats right
He's
there.
He's going to play himself out of the will, I think.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, you should listen to Dad.
Listen to Pops.
Yeah, Dad's being realistic. It's like, look, son, you're a good ball player, but you're not that good of a ball player. You need to get your fucking degree.
No. He's an okay ball player. You're not a good ball player. You need to go.
What I'm saying is, like, outside of the teams he played for, were fucking very good and very good conferences.
LSU was fucking good, not great. LSU was not great.
So they played I'm talking about the talent, right?
Against.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So look at who he's playing against.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
So the stats, they can be deceiving, whatever. So I'm sure he's a good ball player, but Shaq's being realistic. Like, you're not going to make the league. Let's get your degree so you can do something real.
Get your degree, develop. So if you do have a shot,
exactly.
I want to say,
give yourself one more shot.
I'm not against what you're saying with the degree part. I actually think he wants them to go back because he's like, dude, I think you can make the league because that's a fatherly thing, right?
Yeah.
I think you make the league. You need another year. These aren't impressive enough. You need to assert your dominance and everything that we've done. Because he also had health issues, if you guys remember, for like that year. He took a year off.
Like, why come out early? Like, life, like.
You don't have to worry about money. That's for damn certain, bro.
You're going to school, so at worst, you get a degree to set. I mean, okay, your dad's got tons of money, and most likely, as a loving father, you're probably going to get hooked up, right?
Yeah.
Let's be real. You're probably going to be hooked up where you're not in the slums. I'm not saying he's giving them.
Maybe
probably,
that's the reason why he went to. It was like, I have nothing to lose. I'm like, if this doesn't pan out, I got pops.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he's like, hey, go and try it. Like, you know, you grow up fast, right? So maybe you get kicked out of the league. Guess what? Now what the fuck you going to do?
Yep.
You can't live off me. So,
yeah.
He should have stayed. Yeah, Dad was right for sure.
Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury finalized for August 6th at MSG. Paul, who's 5-0 forward by knockout, was supposed to fight Fury for his last fight in December before Fury, who was 8-0 with 4 KOs, out the fight because of injury.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why this intrigues me a little bit, you know, where I started turning a little bit more towards Jake Paul, especially when he's fighting for people's rights and UFC if it comes to medical and whatever.
I think
like I'm turning a little bit.
I think that's fake. I think that's the only way to keep him in the news.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not saying it isn't, okay?
Yep.
But I'm hoping that's kind of. But regardless, this is the fight that we were going to see whether he could hang with a real boxer. And I'm not saying Tommy Fury's anything like his brother, who is the heavyweight champion.
Isn't he a social media guy?
He is also, but he's also 8-0 with 4 KOs also. And he comes from legit boxing.
Yeah.
Like boxing, not like you knocked out a bunch of ex-UFC 90-year-olds and Nate Robinson. Yeah. So this is where it's like, all right, let's see what you got. This is it. Like, I'm not saying Tommy Fury is like the thing, the fucking top of the mountain or anything. You're facing a boxer.
Yeah, I think the UFC crap and the so-called, I think it was just to keep his name. He hasn't been doing anything.
You're right.
It's basically to keep his name in the news in Dana White's mouth because guess what? Now
we keep saying that. As long as Dana White keeps spewing his name.
It's good publicity. It's people are paying attention to him. He's not doing nothing to have that, right?
Yeah.
That respect, basically. I mean, I guess you can call it that. That
I know the chick that he's with is very unsatisfied when it comes to the bedroom because he thinks that it's bad luck or whatever. It takes the testosterone out to not to fuck. So there is that.
I actually have heard that a lot from fighters.
Maybe.
Like
I agree. I've heard it too. But
like a month away, they won't.
Not Tyson Fury. You ever hear him talk about that?
I have heard a few. I don't know if it's him, but I have heard. And I don't know if it's males actually. I have heard about Ronda. She's like, I just like grab somebody and like we just bang it out before like I'd fight. It's like, damn girl, what's up?
Yeah,
you have my phone number?
Tyson Fury.
I'll let you abuse me.
Rubbing one out like 8 times before the fight. So he's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I just hope this because up to now I'm with you. Like the Jake Paul fights have been like WWE shit, right? They've been fake as hell. 8-0 could mean something, but in boxing usually that's like to build your name and everything. Yeah. Who's he fought? We don't know. But he's a Fury, so hopefully Tyson's helping him, and we get a real fight.
I agree with you. I'm going to venture a guess it's a little more impressive than what Jake has. Because what he has faced,
100%,
I think he's faced more boxers, and that's a different breed than what, But it was kind of intriguing that they kind of got that set. I thought, did you guys see that thing about Tyson? That Tyson said that he would fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul was like agreed on it or something, half-ass.
Yeah, I think. I just think so many people are seeing the money. Yeah, seeing the money. Somehow Triller is coming up with money. They sold their soul to the devil. I guess I don't know. They're coming up with money. Yeah, I mean I would fucking fight him for fucking $500,000.
No, absolutely, but Tyson would kill him, right? Tyson's legacy in his mind is psycho. Jake, if you want to end whatever momentum you've worked towards, that would be that. Like, Tyson will kill you. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter if you sign that or not. If you guys see, what movie is that with Brad Pitt? The where he kind of speaks like whatever. He's like kind of gypsy or whatever. Not Seven. God damn it. I watched it a few times. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. See, this is why I want to see him.
What I'm
fight.
getting at is like he's supposed to take a dive in this movie. He's supposed to take a dive multiple times.
Yeah.
He's like at the end of the day, he gets hit and then he knocks him out with one punch.
Yep.
And that's what Tyson will sign whatever you have, which I'm sure is kind of going on. You hit him, Tyson, you do realize bit a man's ear off. And he's done many fucked up things in his life. He will knock you out.
Yeah, see, that's why I will believe Jake when he fights a guy who has money, right? Like a Usman, like one of those champs he's barking at, like a guy who's been promoted by the UFC.
Yeah.
Not an ex-guy. Ben Askren wasn't rich by any means.
No.
Tyrone
And wasn't a boxer by any stretch.
right, but like probably
By
like,
any stretch.
could be in the back been like, hey, guess what? You're gonna get like 10 mil if you take a fall, make it competitive, and then take a fall later on. Like UFC, let's be real. They didn't pay for shit, haven't paid for shit, don't pay for shit. So people see that kind of money, they're like, yeah, fuck it. I'll play along.
When you
Fight a guy with money.
that's still on top of his game too.
That's still on top of his game.
Yep.
And I'll believe you more.
Because his competitive nature will take over. I don't give a fuck what contract you sign.
Yeah, exactly.
His competitive nature when
Kamaru
you get struck.
Usman is not letting that dude do
No,
that to
no
him.
damn way.
He
Right?
needs to fight Anderson Silva.
Ooh.
Yeah, Anderson Silva does have money.
And he's boxing right now.
Yeah,
so.
he's boxing right now.
Maybe, but
Also another guy on them, 40 plus. So.
yeah. But still,
yeah.
Anderson's a nasty
He is.
beast. I'm not saying Tyrone Woodley wasn't or anything, but I think Tyrone Woodley just wanted this 100%. That's what he's ready to
Ben
do.
Askren too. Because
Ben
I
Askren
don't
especially.
know
Ben
if
Askren
y'all
threw like 8 punches his whole UFC career.
So I don't know if y'all knew, but he was fighting for ONE FC and he was like the champ over there. They don't get paid for fucking shit.
Yeah.
I thought they do now.
So
Like
ONE
flip-flop.
FC, no. ONE
One
FC is
FC.
dog shit. Yeah.
Are you talking
ONE
about
FC.
one though? Where old boy
ONE
went? Demetrius?
FC. Yes.
Demetrius?
Yeah.
Yes, they don't get paid
Oh,
for shit.
I thought they get paid
maybe he does.
ridiculous.
Mighty Mouse might.
No. So the Bellator apparently does. Bare Knuckle pays decent apparently as well. ONE FC, that's kind of they may now, but when he was a champ, no.
Okay. I just meant like in the last 5 years or less.
Maybe
Or less.
I know it wasn't good.
I thought
mean,
they were paying those guys a little bit
and
better,
that
but-
was part of the reason him coming over because he's like,
Okay.
I want a bigger paycheck,
Okay.
Yeah,
Mighty
because
Mouse
he
is
was like
different.
20-0 or whatever.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse is different too. He's like one of the greatest of all time, maybe
Yeah.
the greatest, right?
The
So
thing was they couldn't
probably
get him
got
fights.
paid.
Yeah, he got paid. They couldn't, so they traded actually. I don't know if you realize
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They traded him,
Yeah.
but they couldn't. Nobody could none of the fights were competitive in the UFC because he had just fuck everybody up.
So good.
So then they just basically traded him and his rights to ONE FC.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep. Maybe. I remember him getting
He was
traded.
doing no good for the UFC. His fight was for the last
Because-
maybe 2 rounds
because
He'd fuck
nobody
him up.
was hanging with him. Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then my last one. Aaron Judge settles with the Yankees on $19 million deal plus incentives to avoid arbitration.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember it was between 17 and 21 or 22 million?
Yep.
They settled at the 19 before that.
Yep.
The incentives are $250K for league MVP and another $250K for World Series MVP.
Yeah, they're balling out. Definitely possible on both ends.
100%.
Yankees are lighting it up.
Is he there next year?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I think Brian Cashman's too much of a D-bag. He doesn't do the old school way of the Yankees like Hank did. You know what I'm saying? Or George, sorry. Is it George?
So I don't know.
Steinbrenner?
There is a fuckload of money tied up in the outfield. Plus, they have that Jason Dominguez, I want to say, who was like top 5 prospect
I
that
know.
is sitting just waiting.
I know, but it's the Yankees at the end of the day,
Um,
right? Right. I'm not talking
Right,
about any other team like ours or
yeah.
anything like that. Think about the Yankees. They have no
I agree,
problem with money.
But I mean, you've got
And you have like one of the biggest
you've
hitters
got a
in-
lot of money. You've got a lot of money sitting in the outfield. Dudes that don't play.
Yeah.
Dudes that
But he's
a
not
lot
going
of money.
But I think
But-
all three of us agree. He's
I
not
think
going to be
he's
there
gone.
next
I
year.
don't think he's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just somebody's gonna throw a fuckload of money at him and just they're not gonna be able to.
The first couple years will be worth it, and just like everyone, because
Yep.
he's actually older than what we think.
Yeah, dude, he's old as shit. I didn't
He's
realize
older,
that.
Yeah, I think me and you looked
He's
at it
like
like, holy fuck.
29, right? I want to say
Yeah, somewhere
he's
up
already
in there.
up there
Yeah.
before. Yeah, and I guess it comes in. We don't realize, but how long baseball teams control players.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, you said that was your last one.
I have one strange law for you, and then we'll roll.
Right before you kick into that, did you see Warren Sapp come out and said Kaepernick's workout was
Trash.
dog shit?
Yep.
Did he?
Yes. He said, I don't know why more people are saying this. He's like, it was horrible, horrendous. And that's why we haven't heard anything about it because it was so bad.
Oh,
He's
well,
like, I
was
have-
that with the Raiders?
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know why.
I thought they said it was good or something.
They said it was okay.
Okay. And where Warren Sapp get that? Was he on the field or something?
Apparently, he must have been. He's like, I don't know how there's no video come out yet. I don't know if it was like it was so bad. People were like, yeah, we're just going to leave this alone. But
it is the same thing that 3 Gig has been saying.
No. He was not a good quarterback when he left the league.
I'm not saying it was the reason why he took a knee or trying to do that to try to save whatever. But I'm telling you, it was booty. His playing career was done. His arm was dead at that time. I'm not saying it's not rejuvenated. At that time, it was dead. And then he got beat out by Blaine Gabbert, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
don't think he was ever a good quarterback. I don't
think
he
so
was.
either.
He was one of the first to do the read option. And at that point, when defenses suck in, you just lob it up and the guy runs underneath it.
Or you take off and run, which he's fast.
Or he'd do that.
If anyone would have gave Tim Tebow that same
Him
shit, you would
and
have the same.
RG3 were the first guys to actually do
Where
those
their offense is committed to.
right, committed to it. RG3 injuries derailed that, so then he was technically the other
Warren
guy.
Sapp came out and said it was booty.
Yeah, he said it was.
Yeah,
I
booty.
did
he
not
said-
see that.
Your drama cannot outweigh your talent or what you bring to the field. Something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't know. It was pretty fucked up, but I was like, ooh, he was okay. But
I like hearing it from, no offense, but I
OG.
like to hear it from an OG like that flat out puts it like, here's what it is,
you're
man.
not good, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
don't belong. Sorry.
You don't. You're past your prime, even if
Yep.
even if there was a prime there, you're not that guy.
Yeah, dude. Go to
You
the USFL. Go somewhere, sell tickets, make a few bucks. I mean, you can probably play there and sell some tickets. Let people enjoy. Be an entertainer, I guess.
Talk your social justice.
And
there.
you don't have to work
And you're
in a
still in front of
factory.
it because there's
Come to Garner, Iowa. Work at Zimpro. I don't care. Fuck.
yeah, they have awesome benefits.
Rio can forward you the email. So
Hey, get used to
I
rotate.
did. That was
Hey,
the funniest shit. I was like,
hey, get used to rotating shifts there, Cap.
special treatment. He might get like some shit.
Oh, probably
jeez.
at first. He get
Weird
first.
Law. What do we got tonight?
New Hampshire. We're gonna stay with them because they have another messed up one.
Hell yeah.
New Hampshire law forbids you tap your feet, nod your head, or in any way keep time to the music in a tavern, restaurant, or cafe.
do they just turn the music off? That'd be tough.
No, the music go. You just can't. You can't be enjoying it like that.
that.
Wasn't that Missouri town with what was that dance? What's that dance one? That dance movie with Kevin Bacon.
Is that Footloose?
Footloose.
Yeah.
They had that old school thing like you can't. I was like the first thing I thought of. I was like, hold on, you can't even tap your foot to it.
What's the punishment? Like fucking stoned? in
I
the
don't see the
public
punishment.
square?
I don't know. It could happen
doing?
that way. There's no punishment lined up for it, but
Jesus.
not acceptable.
Non-acceptable.
And that's what I got, gentlemen.
Boom. So, here we are.
Who's got the? It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Well, I'll go part 2 on my story about my buddy Trey.
This is the mini series of one Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
And his buddy Trey. This makes sense. And the mini series combined.
It's just some funny shit. So, I don't know, Danny, if you listened to the last podcast. I talked about my buddy Trey. One of the cruises we went on. My mom has a best friend, and her son, Trey, obviously come along. And he was a special needs, a high-functioning special needs guy. And have you listened to the episode?
I didn't hear the
Okay.
it makes sense.
You had to listen to the end of that one. So,
Way
on
to,
this,
way to put him on the spot.
yeah,
I
we put
appreciate
him on the
that.
spot like piece of shit. So he does this thing, right? Parasailing and whatnot. And so on this one, we go on vacation and we go kayaking, right? And and they're just like it's the craziest thing. But apparently, all these other countries are just like, fuck it, do whatever you want. So we go out on this kayak, and Trey is a big dude. I'm talking like 250, right? He's a big boy,
Yep.
and so we get into this kayak. We're like, hey, we want to do some stuff. As one of the excursions, except not through the boat, the cruise ship. And so we go rent this kayak and we go paddle out to this beach. And it's me and him. And he's not helping at all. Granted, he's a high functioning autistic fellow, but not helping much. So like my shoulders are burning, right? And I'm going, well, the waves are just rolling on this beach, right? Just getting it. just eating, right? And so we were going up, and I'm like, this looks sketchy, man. Needless to say, if you were on that beach that day and you seen this shit, you laughed your ass off. This wave, we come in, and it turned us sideways and rolled us over, threw us up in the beach, right? So I'm like, laying there all waterlogged. Trey's over there. His paddle's over there. Mine's going out to sea. The kayak is nowhere to be seen. I'm like, what the? So as I start trying to gather all the stuff, the next wave comes, right? Grabs us all, like pounds us into the sand, pulls us back in. We're just getting beat up by this wave, right? All kinds of fucked up. This dude is just like laying there, not even helping me. I'm like, hold this. He's like,
Oh, shit.
please, for the love of God, hold this thing. Just murdered us. So after about 15 minutes, right, I finally gather everybody, and we're laying on this beach. This old dude who's like drinking margaritas, he's all fucked. He's like, tough time coming in, right? I'm like, fuck you, piece of shit. You got to say that to me right now. You seen what just happened? It took 15 minutes. I'm tired. So we hang out on the beach, right, and we're just kind of watching the waves, and we walk around a little bit, and the waves are still rolling in. If you thought us coming in was fucking hilarious, you should have seen our ass going out. So, like, he got in the kayak, right, and I got in the kayak, and I'm, like, running out, and the waves would come in, turn us sideways, fucking fold us up on the beach, just fucking destroyed. He's not helping me at all. I'm like, so I do this, like, 5 times. It just destroys us. There's a paddle over there. There's people just watching, like, what the fuck are these guys doing? We just got murdered on this beach. And it took me probably half an hour, I shit you not, to get off the fucking beach into the water. In a way, this dude would not help me at all. Trey, my guy, he didn't give a fuck about me. He didn't give a shit about what was going on. And like, I knew he knew how to paddle. Like, we fucked around in the harbor, like, hey, paddle right, paddle left. Nah, he didn't give a fuck about that. He just let me fucking almost drown. And again, it just kind of comes back to our thing where not everything is for everybody. There are plenty of things for people with special needs to do, but not that. And that was a crazy cruise because I actually got stung by jellyfish. It was the craziest thing.
Did somebody piss on you?
So funny story. So in the Disney thing, you get like a strike against you. You get 3 strikes if you like say bad words and stuff. They'll like kick you out the
Are you trying to take me on this damn cruise?
Area for kids or whatever. No, like the kids.
Okay.
So the kids, if you say like bad stuff, like, you know, cuss words and stuff, they like give you a strike, and after 3, they're like talk to your parents, and like it's questionable if you get to come back and hang out in that area the rest of the shift. So we jump in the water, right? We go on this excursion, just me and my boy Trey. He doesn't hop in the water at all. He just hangs out on the boat. A bunch of us jump in the water. And we're going, it's pretty cool. We go through these caves and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, like, there's like stinging on my stomach and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? And apparently there was jellyfish. And they stung me. And I had like streaks on my chest and my belly or whatever. And I crawl up and I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, hey, everybody out of the water. There's like jellyfish going through here. And the doctor's on the boat, on that little yacht or whatever. And he's to me. I'm like, don't you motherfuckers piss on me. And they wrote me up for that shit. They like actually wrote it down, and they called it and talked to me. It's like, they're like, yeah, we know about your stingray bites or whatever, but you can't say that kind of stuff. I said, what the fuck? Yeah, it was the craziest thing. I was like, dude, I was literally like, I just want to make sure nobody's going to piss on me. So
Right. That's a.
Why would they're trying to help you?
I'm trying to help you,
help me, help you.
Yeah. No. My boy Trey, you know, it was a good time. We always hung out a lot, but words of wisdom, like, and his mom, you know, tried to give him the best normal lifestyle, I guess. But again, with the parasail story, not everything is for everybody.
Right.
Maybe
reassess the situation.
No, dude. And like he just did, and on the way back it was even worse. He just like refused to paddle.
Did he refuse to piss on you?
He did not, but I will tell you this. He showed me his thing. I was like, dude,
No.
dude, one day I'm like, put that thing away, dude. What the hell? Yeah. I'm like, okay, first off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
First off, now
with all due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect, I'm going to have to pee behind a tree now. So, so yeah, words of wisdom. Not everything's for everybody. You have to think it out a little bit more.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
Absolutely. it's about time to get out of here. So
it
if you fine folks happen to find us out there on the interwebs somewhere, the podcast is available where, Jimmer?
Almost literally in everywhere and anywhere you could possibly think of. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and quite literally anywhere else in between.
That's right, baby. And we love to tell a good story. If you've got one you want us to share, go ahead and slide on in.
To our DMs, just like my uncle did to.
What?
Make sure you slide into our DMs and tell us that story. We'll get it out to all the folks that want to hear it. You know they do as well as we do. If you're looking for a workout app, look up Fitbod. You can download it to your phone. Use our code 3GIG for 25% off. It generates workouts, keeps tracks of workouts.
How much?
Teaches you how to do new lifts. 25% off.
Holy shit.
25.
3GIG. You know, I use it all the time, and look at me, I'm just looking good and swole as a shit over here. So, yeah, definitely, we got a lot of things going on.
So was it your uncle that saved you from the stingray then?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he just popped over the side of the boat. Like, I heard somebody use pistol.
Yeah.
I just
Just
made a
fucking
cup.
out here, R.
Golden
Killing.
shower.
out here, R. Killing the fuck out of people. I was like, God damn, you should have quick.
Right, you were even on this cruise. Where'd you come from?
What the hell? Comes out of the fucking jungle running.
God.
Oh my god. He's like Matthew McConaughey in fucking Tropic Thunder. He's like, I'm here to save you.
No pictures, no celebrities. Who's first? I got a full bladder.
Oh man.
Wetworks.
Yeah, man. No, it's cool. I looked at Wetworks on Craigslist.
It's fine.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Miss him
man.
anyways. 25 years in prison, but
Jesus. We want to give a big shout out and appreciation to our guy, Anthony Turner.
Yep, Anthony. Great interview. Great guy. He's a dog. NFL teams, if you're looking
NFL's coming.
for a guy who's going to ball out, he's going to compete, definitely hit our guy up.
Yeah.
He is definitely looking for any opportunity for sure.
And he will not leave you disappointed. I'm telling you, just give him that shot.
Yeah, definitely. We want to thank Colleen for coming in. She made some stuff for our promotion of this night,
Thanks,
tonight's
Colleen.
podcast for sure.
And
She made
future
some
ones.
stuff. So, yeah, definitely. Thank you for all of that stuff as well.
Boom. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
All this dirt around me, them a look